Okay, now we're going to restart this as we're back on here at Alumni Stadium, home of the Buckeye Bucks. This is the Holy Name Broadcasting pregame show as we get you ready for Holy Name versus Buckeye football. I am Nathan Steele alongside me, Cam Mergazzo. Cam, great to have you back after missing you last week as you had a soccer game.
Yeah.
When I say you, I mean you had to go over there and deal with your concussion.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can play tomorrow, so.
So that's the update on the concussion?
I am, yeah, pretty much.
And for those keeping score at home, now all three people who you usually will see talk, me, Cam, and Damien, have all had concussions here at Holy Name playing some kind of football.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a reason why we're up in the box. It's a lot safer up here. But Holy Name looking for win number 2 after last week, a 42-26 victory. Talk about the good of the game. Cam, I know you only saw a little bit of watching back. What did you see that was good? What was bad? And who stood out to you in the little bit that you watched?
So obviously, as we know, the start of the game, the first half of the game didn't go all too well, but we really kicked it up there in the second half. We were able to just complete and total comeback and obviously come away with that win. Obviously, a key player to that game was Will Dix Jr. You know, he had that second pick 6 of the season and definitely changed the momentum of the game and put it in Holy Name's favor. So yeah, honestly, just a couple good plays there by Will Dix. Andrew Cole was able to get out of the pocket a couple times, make a couple touchdown passes to open receivers, including not a touchdown pass, but he found Colin Dosco near the end zone, and then two touchdown passes to Jawan Bryant, and then one to Nick Nemeth.
I believe it was one to Jawan. The other one was technically a fumble recovery at the 1 yard line.
By Andrew Cole, yeah.
Well, we're going to start with the bad here. I mean, that first half was not at all what Holy Name wanted to. Andrew Cole holding on the ball way too long, kind of running around for his life in the pocket. But if you look at Andrew Cole from the perspective of the first 4.5 games to that second half, it's a completely different ball player. Andrew Cole corrected anything that he was doing wrong and really did well and helped Holy Name win that game. Will Dix Jr., a good part of that game. His second game-changing interception, I believe the third time he really changed the game. He had that Lindsay opening touchdown and had those 2 interceptions for touchdowns. He's been a big part of why Holy Name has been able to stay competitive in the games they've lost and win the game they did. And then a little shout out to Nick Nemeth, 3 touches, 1 touchdown. I mean, 2 rushing attempts, didn't do much there. He did have a key fumble recovery on offense after the ball was a little bit low snaps. That touchdown was nice. He kind of turned the receiver the other way. I would like to see him more involved today. And then another thing, the line. They held their blocks, when they did, the team played a lot better. They won the game in the trenches of that game, and that was kind of what the good of that game was. And then speaking of Andrew Cole, as we go into our discussion, like I said, a completely different ball player for the first 4.5 games to the second half. What adjustments did he make? And the big question is it sustainable?
I just think, you know, he's gaining more chemistry and more trust with his teammates as weeks progress. Kind of weird that happened in the middle of the game, but hey, I'll take it. I just think he's just developing more as a player, and it's just knowing what goes on in the system. He's making adjustments as the games go on, which is why it happened in the middle of the game. And I just think it is sustainable and hope he continues that today.
I think a big thing for him was trust. It looked like in the first half and before that, he kind of trusted only himself and a couple select receivers. In the second half, he let the other 10 guys do their job, and it worked. I mean, the one play, he rolled out to his right. Usually he would hold the ball and try to run. Instead, he threw a jump ball to Xavier Rodriguez, where he was able to snag that ball nicely and kind of began to trust himself. I mean, his pocket presence got better as well. He still tried doing what you'll see of Mahomes of kind of starting here, take a turn, but opposed to taking a turn where his shoulder was to the line to gain, he kind of kept it towards it. Anytime that Cole kept his shoulders towards the line to gain, he was a lot better of a runner, a better quarterback. And it's ironic, if you look at interviews before the season and watch Andrew Cole's film prior to the season, he'll always say his main idea is to throw the ball if he's flushed out. This year, he runs the ball a lot more than I think anyone really expected to. But if it is sustainable, Cole needs to make sure he can trust the guys and do his job. I think it's sustainable. It's just a mental game. We've been preaching that for the last couple of weeks. Mentality is undefeated. If Cole believes in the other 10 guys, then the other 10 guys will carry Cole to a win, and Cole likewise will carry the other 10 to a win. I think that is simply what it is. If Cole can get out of his head and stay out of his head, then Andrew Cole will prove why he is a top quarterback in the GLC and even in Division 4. And going back to William Dix, probably the best player on Holy Name this season. You can say that with a lot of confidence, but 2 big interceptions this year, both taken back to the house, a couple big touchdowns. How has Will's impressive growth happened, and what college system would he fit into?
I just say it's his training and his hard work over the summer. Obviously, you know, Will's always in the gym. He's putting in those hours, so all of his hard work is finally paying off here out on the field. And honestly, I think he could fit into any system. I mean, he's just kind of a great linebacker, and you know, he's got that dual Travis Hunter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got that dual Travis Hunter threat. Not really the wide receiver aspect, but more the running back and linebacker. So he's kind of like Travis Hunter, except he's not a cornerback, but he plays offense and defense. You see what I'm getting at there.
The ball hawking skills are there of a corner. I'm going to ask you, though, the college system he fits into, if you have any off the top of your head or kind of an idea.
I don't really have a specific college system, but I just think he's just a great all-around player, and as a college scout, I would be happy to pick William Dix up and add him to my team. I'm
going to start with the first question I asked of how did it happen? Work ethic, you said that. He's also learned from a lot of talented players. I mean, if you're learning from Nick Kuchera and Austin Wondolowski, you can do a lot worse than that, learning to play the system. And also helps, you got to look to his close connection with Coach Kelly. He has really taken him in under his wing throughout these past 4 years that he's been with the program, and really not only transformed him on the field, but off the field. I mean, having been a teammate of Will's for baseball, you could say he's definitely a leader, and a lot of that can be attributed to what Coach Kelly's done for him. It's huge. He knows the right people, he does the right things, and he leads kind of as kind of a silent face to it. He lets his play on the field do the talking, and that's huge. I'm looking at some schools here. Colorado with Coach Prime. The only reason I say that is if you look at the way they play, there are a lot of flashy leaders like Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders kind of flashing the wrist of a watch. But Will Dix, like I said, he lets the play on the field do the talking. That'd be kind of a nice contrast there. I do have to say, the reason why Will Dix would not go D1 is his size. He doesn't have the size or the speed intangible. That's kind of what I've been told with it. Because my main thing has been, if you look at his blind resume, he's a D1 player. Add the size to it. Unfortunately, that's a big part of it. They kind of look for the size of it, but still looking to have 2 more D1 schools. Northwestern with Michael Kilbane. Kilbane, another Ohio guy. That's kind of where I wanted to see Austin Wondolowski end up. Kilbane and Wondolowski have been a nice duo in that linebacking core. And then OU, they're a building school. If you look at it, they just beat Iowa State 10-7. Yeah, controversial with the field goal. I'm not going to say that, but the fact that they played them in such a close game is impressive.
That was 13-10.
10-7 was the final score of that game, and then they're set to lose 3 senior linebackers this year. He gets slotted in and start getting there, but it's more realistic. Goes into D3 schools. I believe BW and Wittenberg have already said stuff. Otterbein, he might have visited there, and then my schools I'm looking at for college being Mount Union and Nashville, my bias might be in there. If either of those schools picked up William Dix, that'd be impressive. I mean, my goal is to commentate in college, and if any of those places I go, if I got to see William Dix, I think I'd be a happy man, and those programs would be even happier. Will is a great player, and intangibles, he can make it. There's a guy from BW who made a 53-man roster this year for the NFL. If anyone that I've seen can go D3 and get to the NFL, it would be Will Dix. I believe anyone you talk to would say the same thing. And now going more from Holy Name's side, going down to Medina County, the Buckeye team here. They had their best start of their season since 2017, 5-0, an impressive start behind the stellar play of junior running back Troy Mccann. What does Holy Name's defense need to do to neutralize them?
We got to load the box and we got to win in the trenches, especially on the D-line. They got to shed those blocks quickly and got to go low and chop them down early.
To play devil's advocate here, looking at Buckeye, they played 2 0-5 teams, a 3-2 Amherst Steel, and then now a 4-1 Westlake. But don't let that fool you here. This Buckeye team is well improved from last year. If you're looking at the way they play, Casey Murray, the quarterback, it's day and night from last year what we saw at Royalton. I mean, he's really improved. Even basketball, the second time he played him, he really improved. But looking at Troy Mccann, specifically, 926 yards on the season. He got stuff inside. 5'9", 200. He's kind of a shorter back. That's where you kind of got to look towards taking out the motor. If you're looking at it, what they teach is kind of take your hip to the hip, your shoulder to the hip. For that, those kind of shorter guys, you got to look at Deuce Vaughn and Maurice Jones-Drew. You got to go for more of the 5, the quad, because that's the engine. Because easily, if you hit him in the hip, he could easily break that tackle. You got to go there, make sure it's a good tackle, a clinical tackle. It's when you start doing the dives, it's when you start trying to play hero ball, is when Mccann can easily break away and get an 80-yard touchdown.
It's the engine.
And another thing here is, you don't want to play Mccann out of the game. You don't want to make it where he is neutralizing the fact of he's getting 1 or 2 yards per carry, because then they're going to throw the ball, and Trenton, I believe Trenton Wiedemeyer, number 7, their tight end. I don't have the name offhand, but he's done an excellent job receiving this season. Casey Murray can easily sling the ball downfield, and that's kind of what killed us with Ben Barnes last time we were here. He ran the ball. When we neutralized that, they threw it down the field for him. You got to make sure he runs enough to be an option in the offense. That's kind of the main thing. You don't want to make it where he's 10 carries, 10 yards. You kind of want to give him a couple yards, but you don't want to give him breakaways. That's kind of a big thing you want to play into. And then looking at North Olmsted, who played Buckeye a couple weeks ago, believe it or not, Tommy Horsfall in the offense, 28 points on the Bucks, the most anyone has put on the Bucks defense this year. What can Holy Name learn from the North Olmsted Eagles?
I mean, obviously I wasn't here last week to watch that game, but I would just say just stick to our game plan and what we know and get the ball out into the open space and out towards the numbers and let us work down the sideline.
I'm going to read my first line word for word. Stick to what you know.
Yeah.
He basically said it word for word. Don't be afraid to air it out, though. Andrew Cole is a good passer. Don't be afraid to take shots downfield. Jawan Bryant, Blake Feliciano, Brendan Preisel, heck, even send Nemeth deep. Give him the ball deep. Even Aiden Butler had a nice catch at EC. You have many guys who can air the ball out. Don't be afraid to run it, but if you're looking at a size advantage here, Buckeye has it. Most of their linemen are near 300 pounds and above 6 foot tall. That's a line with size nearing St. Ed's even.
It's called corn-fed. Corn-fed, grass-fed.
And that is what you want to see. I mean, Buckeye, they're proud of this team. They're proud of their trenches. You just got to force them to kind of break that down. I mean, Horsfall had success over top. That's why I want them to throw it deep. If you look at the highlights from that game, anytime that Horsfall had a passing play, it was either A, a dump off to the flats, or B, he decided to do one of these, dip the shoulder, and just launch it downfield, trying to find anyone downfield, and it worked. Give plenty of pressure to the defense and make stops and make a big play. If William Dix gets an interception tonight, whatever Holy Name fans show up tonight will go nuts. And then last time Holy Name was here at Alumni Stadium, it was a rainy day, taking our camera back inside the box with around 8 minutes left to go. 24-21 victory via Citadel punter now, Ben Barnes, this game-winning kick from right around the 20-25 yard line. But do we expect to see another tight game tonight, or do you expect to see a blowout?
I definitely expect to see another tight battle. Obviously, Buckeye's going to play hard. They're 5-0. They're looking to keep their undefeated streak going, and obviously Holy Name's trying to stay alive in that playoff push. So I expect to see a nice, close battle here, and hopefully Holy Name's going to come out to win.
I expect a tight game here with kind of more like a 24-21 kind of feel. Right now, I believe you said Drew Pastore changed his mind. It is now a 22-point projected thing. I wouldn't be surprised if either team or both teams reach 30. I'll say that right now. That's what I think is going to happen. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a Canfield-Chardon 10-7 game. Something like that, a tight game, battle in the trenches, and it comes down to a last-second kick from either side. I wouldn't be surprised to see Buckeye blow us out. I wouldn't be surprised to see us blow Buckeye out. I don't know what to expect. This is probably the first game where I couldn't give you a logistical score prediction for tonight's game, for the sole fact of when these two teams play, the records go out the window. I believe you see that in any sport. They always are played tight. I don't know what it is. They're not necessarily rivals because of county lines, city lines, anything like that. For somehow, in some way, these schools play each other like they're arch rivals, and it's kind of a beauty of this matchup. but I wouldn't be surprised to see low scoring, high scoring. I'd be surprised if we saw kind of like a stalemate, though. I'd kind of be surprised to see 17-14. That's the scoreline I do not think it will be. And then right now, let's go look at the playoffs, as you just mentioned. Buckeyes projected a 4 seed right now, 10-0 record. That assumes they win tonight. And then that would lead them to a game against Lexington, round 1. And then we're going to go with the idea that the best seed wins out. So basically then they would go on and play the 5 seed, which would be Mansfield Senior, the 1 seed Toledo Central Catholic, who won D2 last year, and Norton, who's number 2. But if I had to give a game there, it's Tiffin Columbian. And then going to Holy Name, projected 15 seed, a game back at JTO against Lake Catholic round 1. 2, Cardinal Mooney, who might be a team you play next year in football. That's something to keep your eye on. Poland Seminary, and then finally the Bilot outfit of Canton South. Actually, no, I believe it's just Canton South. I believe the Bilot outfit would be a West Branch. We could also potentially see it's where they're kind of on the door knocking along in Streetsboro, but is it unrealistic to say that Holy Name has an easier or equal trip to the Final Four than Buckeye?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of even. Obviously, all the games are going to be tough for the teams that make the playoffs. Obviously, they're all fighting for their hope to stay alive and to win. They're D4? They're not D4.
They're Division 3. They're in our region from last year.
But obviously, each own separate team is going to try and win their division. So honestly, I just say it's certainly going to be tough in those games, but especially that first one for Holy Name.
This is nothing against Buckeye. If I had to put money on it right now, it's Tiffin Columbian versus Toledo Central Catholic Elite 8. I believe that's, yes, Norton's a good number 2 seed, but Tiffin Columbian, there's something about that team. Yes, last year they lost the paddle in that upset. There's just something about that Tiffin Columbian team, and then Toledo Central Catholic beating Archbishop Hoban 28-21 to win Division 2. I think that's what it's going to be. Looking at our region, the winner right now is currently looking up at Holy Name. Jefferson area is 0-5, and they won the region last year. I believe 41-37 was their region championship win. I forget who they played. It might have been West Branch they played, but Holy Name would play against those teams. But right now, looking at it, Buckeye easier round 1, Lexington not as good of a team as Lake Catholic. Round 2, I'd say Holy Name playing against Cardinal Mooney. Put Cardinal Mooney against Mansfield. I think Mansfield gets that win. Round 3, Holy Name, it'd be Poland Seminary opposed to Toledo Central Catholic.
Yeah.
Both are tough teams, but then round 4, I'm going to say Holy Name has the easier one if we're staying strictly to the numbers, which would be Norton. But if Tiffin wins, then obviously it will be a easier one for us to win. But right now, I think Buckeye has the edge there if they play against Norton compared to a Canton South. And Canton South, yeah, they're playing some teams that are lower ranked, but CVC is a good team who they played. Manchester, they have the history of being a good team. They play a lot of those teams around there, Tuslaw, all those teams out in the Cuyahoga Falls kind of region. But I feel like I see a lot up for grabs. I think either team has an equal shot to make a Final Four. And then our final question here, looking at the grass field, one of the last grass fields left in Northeast Ohio. It's kind of a curve almost.
Yeah.
And you know how Chase Jossity likes to do his squib kicks. How is that playing tonight?
Obviously, the ball's going to roll off the edge. It's more, the peak of the field is more in the center, which you will see when we turn the camera back around. But obviously, yeah, when you kick the ball to the numbers on the outside, it's going to roll more. So our speedy hands team, like Jawan Bryant's going to have to get down the field and recover that ball if we do try and go for an onside kick or a squib kick. So yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting to say the least.
I believe what we try to do is, if you're Holy Name, you'd send Colin Dosco to that far side along with Jawan Bryant. But right now, looking at it, I feel like Jossity, what he likes to do is he likes to hit 5 yards in front of him. He needs to get it 10 yards in the air. I think you would agree that if it hits 5, it might not even go to 10 yards if it hits. Wrong.
Honestly, he could probably do what he did 2 or 3 weeks ago when he kicked the onside kick to himself. Was
that could work. It was EC.
Yeah.
Or another thing, do a line drive. You need to get his foot under there, and obviously he would know how to do it being a soccer player. He would know how to do it. I think you kind of agree looking at the conditions. I mean, if you guys play Buckeye in soccer, I think you guys would play on the field that's over yonder.
No, we play at North Olmsted.
If it was an away game, you'd play on that field, but if you were trying to send the ball on the ground, you'd have to kind of chip it, I think.
Yeah,
you would go with.
100%.
Well, that's kind of something to watch for. And that'll lead us now into our predictions, where we have an updated schedule now, updated standings. Fourth place, the fan vote, 28 and 32. I'm in third place. I came back a little bit here, 40 and 20. A couple games in there, like Vashjay last week, Gilmore, a couple of those shots in the dark. And tied for first is Damian Nickham, 43 and 17.
I'm back.
It's anyone's game. I don't know how far we're going to do this. You probably should decide if we're going to do it whenever Holy Name's done or go all the way to the end this year. You're the champion. You're the champion defending.
I don't know. We should probably. I don't feel like it's mine to make up on the spot right now, so.
We'll decide that later, but if I had to guess, we'll probably go until Holy Name's done, depending how far they go, because we will have some basketball games to put predictions in. But let's go through the games this week. Rocky River versus North Olmsted. The fan vote at home going to Julian, Patty, and the Pirates. I don't believe anyone's differing from the home.
Do we have Damian's, or is he just going to?
I do not have Damian's predictions.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to go with Rocky River by 28 here. Kind of a no surprise.
I'm going to agree Rocky River by 30. If Damian shows up, we're going to have him give his predictions. If not, we'll eventually read them off. We'll have him send them to us. Game number 2, the team that Buckeye defeated last week versus Fairview. Westlake Fairview. Fan vote went with Westlake. I think you go with the Demons.
Yeah, I go with the Demons here again by 28.
And game number 3, Eli Gray and the Normandy Invaders take on Mr. Literal's former school in Benedictine. Who wins the battle?
I would have to say Mr. Literal's former school.
Give it to the Bengals. Shout out Nehemiah Seals. Big game for him upcoming. Benedictine wins by 20. Game number 4, the Bay Rockets versus Elyria Catholic. Probably the best game in the GLC besides this one this week. Who do you have winning?
I went back and forth on this a couple times. I got Bay by 1.
The fan vote and myself go with the Panthers. Hector Garcia, don't let me down. Let's go, Elyria Catholic Panthers.
It's a weird thing for you to say.
And game number 5, the toughest game this week to predict. I think you're going to differ with me saying it's the most difficult one. St. Xavier versus Elder. The fan vote says St. Xavier. Who do you have winning?
Agree with the fans for one time. St. Xavier by 7.
If this game was at the pit, I give Elder the win after last week, but I think St. Xavier, their only losses are to good teams. Yes, same thing is said for Cincinnati Elder, but like I said, if this game is at the pit, it would be a blowout like last year, but since it's not, give it to St. Xavier. Give it to the Ignatius of the South. And in game number 6 here, Padua versus North Royalton. Joe Kinney versus Rod Love. Who gets the win?
Sorry, Joe. Gotta go with Rod Love here. Padua by 3.
The fans are going with it. I know Rod Love came back last week. He is active again tonight. Give me Padua and give it to me by 17. Rod Love runs for 254 touchdowns. He absolutely owns the Bears tonight at the Den. Game number 7, the closest one. It's a 1-point difference here. Austin Town Fish versus Ursuline. What do you have?
I got Ursuline by 7.
I think Ursuline is going to win this game by 14. Austin Town, yeah, they have one loss. They had that win against Iggy. That was kind of tough, but I think today's going to be the first day they really feel the loss of B-Rob. If they had B-Rob, I think this game switches, and I say they have Austin Town Fish winning. Now him at Westerville Central, big difference. They got to give it to Youngstown Ursuline, who is going to be dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, they're going to go Chardon versus Kenston, 2 teams that are very dangerous right now. Who do you have winning?
I got the Hilltoppers to keep on rolling by 21.
Fan vote said the Hilltoppers. I agree. Kenston last week, they kind of had a culture shock losing to Trinity and the Cougars. I mean, Lake Catholic right now currently ranked 4th in Division 4. Are they a rogue shout right now to win Division 4 over Glenville?
They could. Honestly, they looked pretty darn good when we met them. So, just depends.
Game number 9. I feel like I know what Cam's gonna say here. Brunswick versus the 5-0 Shaker Heights team. Who do you have?
No, I'm not gonna say it. Brunswick's 0-5. I'm not gonna pick Brunswick. I'm sorry. Shaker Heights by 3. Brunswick. Maybe win a game, I'll pick you.
Brunswick is the fan vote winner. I have Shaker Heights winning this one. 5-0, an incredible start to their season. Unfortunately, they had played behind closed doors last week. I thought they get another big win tonight. It's supposed to be a close game, but I feel like Shaker by double digits.
Yeah.
Game number 10, a team who was featured on Spectrum last week, Brush. They take on Cleveland Central Catholic. Does Brush, do the Aces get their first win?
I believe they do, and I believe they're gonna win big. I have Brush by 21.
I think Brush is gonna win by 7. The fan vote goes CCC. I think it's gonna be a very good game. One of the best games to watch this week in closeness, I would say. The second to last game we're gonna predict. We have one more game to talk about that's not on here. But Trinity versus Wycliffe, who do you have winning?
I got Trinity by 7.
Apologies to the city where the seminarians are. I got to give it to the Garfield Heights team of Trinity. Trinity wins by 14. The last game here, Dover versus Canfield. Who do you got?
Obviously, Canfield doesn't have the best year, but what are the Cardinals? I'm going to go with the Cardinals here by 10.
Danny Inglis runs rampant, 21-point victory. And then the final game we're going to talk about here, Valley Forge Lakewood. What do you make of that result? Valley Forge projected to lose.
Oh, yeah.
Goes in and puts up a statement, 47-6 victory over Lakewood. What do you have to say?
I think my initial reaction was just wow. I think that was literally, I read the text and I went, wow. Like, how did that happen from being the underdogs to having that big margin of victory? I'm just as surprised as probably you all are. But obviously Forge is, going to be a tough team to beat. So is Lakewood. But obviously Forge just came out and had the significantly better game. What was that? Thursday?
Thursday. That was last night at Byers.
Yeah, Thursday. So, yeah, honestly, just kind of blown away.
First things first, I remember we were talking about it at lunch. We were saying that Lakewood was the team to beat in the GLC. Now, obviously, it's Buckeye, but I'm surprised that it wasn't a closer game. Obviously, we knew Nick Mankins, the Parma transfer, was good. I did not realize he was built like 3 touchdowns in the first half. Nick Mankins, shout out to you. I'm very impressed. Unfortunately, he didn't come to Holy Name. I'm going to say it. We're hoping to get some guys from Parma. Nick Mankins has been a nice one. He played well against us in football. Basketball, a sharpshooter from 3. That'll be dangerous when we go to Valley Forge and when we host them in basketball. And then, any other takeaway besides those kind of for that game?
Not really. I got a bold prediction this week.
I will go to that in a second. One final comment for that game. It was a playoff decider. Valley Forge, they have the upper hand. That game at Byers Field, I have a feeling a lot of fans outside of Holy Name and Valley Forge will be watching that game as it will be a decider for the playoffs. Yeah. And then now let's go into our bold predictions. Cam, what is on your mind? What is playing in your psyche at this moment? Give us your bold prediction.
We had a defensive touchdown last week. It was another pick 6. We're going to have another one this week, but it's not going to be a pick 6. It's going to be a fumble 6. I believe our defense is going to come up, make a spectacular play. The ball's going to get punched out, and Mikey towards Zedlow, number 22, is going to pick up the ball and scamper his way to the end zone.
I got 2 bold predictions. In the idea that this game is a low-scoring game, each team gets shut out in one half. I'm going to say each team kind of takes their own half to score, if that it's a low-scoring game. If it's a high-scoring game, I said it at lunch. I think you were kind of surprised by this prediction here. Each team scores in each quarter. No goose eggs on the box score.
So it's either one end or another end. Outliers.
Don't remind me of the things I don't know, Cam. But things I do know is that will take us to our keys to victory. We got 4. The first one, take advantage of turnovers. We did well this last week. Will Dix with that big play, the recovery on the onside, not really an onside kick, but a muffed kick. Yeah. Stuff like that. Feed the hot hand. If Will is having a better game, feed Will. If X is having a better game, feed X. Pretty simple. Anything else you want to add about that?
Yeah, honestly, just when they're having a good game, just like Smee said, give them the ball. Will has a better average than X. I don't want to say keep away from X, but let Will get a couple more carries. I would say, you find X in the passing game and maybe not Will as much. Keep X going in the passing game.
And Andrew Cole keeps up his improved play. I think that's paramount. The other one you can throw out of the way. If Cole does not keep up his improved play, then there goes. He's the leader of the team. He might not be a captain, but QB1 is the leader of the team. And I believe even at the rally when I announced QB1 Andrew Cole, that was the loudest reception we got by far. And finally, Holy Name plays that underdog mentality. They're 20-plus point underdogs. It's 22. If they play like underdogs, I think they could easily win this game.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, any team can come in here and win any game. I don't care if you're, 50-point underdogs. Obviously, they know that they're going to be underdogs today. They're going to have that mentality. Coach Wonderlassie is going to give them a great pregame speech, and hopefully it's going to fire them up and send them out here in the first half looking real good.
And for those of you who think Drew Pasteur's 22 points is too much to overcome last year, do you know what the highest point underdog that won was?
I couldn't tell you.
35. Holy Name's within that. I think tonight you're going to see Holy Name. I think you're going to see Holy Name's true colors tonight. I think you're going to see a very good game. Stay tuned. We're going to want to see a great game. And that'll take us to the end of the Holy Name Broadcasting pregame show. We'll be back on in around a half an hour to bring you kickoff and this exciting game here to kick off GLC East play, the final year of GLC football for Holy Name of this year. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for watching the pregame show. We'll be back on in 30 minutes. It is sunny and 69 degrees out here on a beautiful September evening at Alumni Stadium, home of the Buckeye Bucks. This is Holy Name versus Buckeye football in your home for all Holy Name sports. Holy Name Athletics YouTube. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this broadcast between the 5-0 Buckeye Bucks and the 1-4 Holy Name Green Wave. I am Nathan Smith. Alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo on the call tonight. And Cam, I'm looking forward to an exciting game here, as I think both of us are looking forward to see how Holy Name could back up last week after a big win against North Olmsted, and to see how Holy Name can shut down the running game of Troy Mccann, who last week 230 yards on the ground. What do you have to say about him?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to shut him down tonight if we want a chance in this game. We're going to have to win well in the trenches, especially on that defensive line, and hope to load the box with our backers and wreak some havoc.
That is definitely the goal. It will be Chase Johnson, the junior, on to send the ball away to begin this game for the Green Wave. It will be the offense led out by senior quarterback Casey Murray, who's really improved since last year, who will lead the Bucks out on offense. What does he need to do today in the middle of passing attempts that he'll take?
He's just got to find his open receivers, get some easy completions, get him starting the rhythm early, and being able to have that option off the play action and just working downfield well.
And we are trying to work to get our scoreboard back on the screen. We'll keep you updated until it is back on the screen. The score is obviously 0-0, but with 12 minutes left to go, we are looking forward to an exciting game here. Chase Johnson will begin his step back here as he will wait the run back here. It'll be Ornati back deep for the Bucks to give them their first possession of the night. Johnson begins his run up. When we are underway here at Alumni Stadium on a squib, gonna bounce for the back. It's gonna be a muff. Bryant eventually puts them down, but an excellent start by Holy Name getting there. Jawan Bryant flying down the line and getting to, I believe that ended up being the quarterback, Casey Murray, who hands it back to him, but someone else around there where now Buckeye will take possession at around their own 35 here. Just an interesting start, as now the scoreboard is back on our screen, but that was a very interesting start to the game for Buckeye. A little bit of a muffed kick. The nerves might be kicking in now for the Buckeye Bucks.
Yeah, definitely a scary start to the game, and not really how you want to start if you're Buckeye, but that's just the way the cookie is.
It'll be a true eye for him here to begin, as Mccann will take it up the gut, and Holy Name's defensive line does an excellent job pushing him back. It'll be Gray in there, Harnett as well in on the tackle. Nice job there from the D-line, collapsing the line, and getting a minimal gain is Mccann, who is averaging about 10 yards a carry going into tonight.
Yeah, look, be a 2-yard gain there. Got to get him low. I saw Xavier Rodriguez get in there and hit his legs low and stop that motor from going.
And a different size here for Holy Name on the line. It'll be Dom Costanzo along with Ragone as the ends, but it'll be Hartnett and Gray, who usually don't start the game on the interior end. Murray, QB keeper here, as he's able to cut back, and he has some room to run now down the sideline. Ended up being a tackle. Dasco tosses him down. The first initial contact coming in from Aiden Butler, but an excellent job from Casey Murray using the line blocks there, forcing his way forward for the first Buck first down of the evening.
Yeah, and obviously 2 runs right at the bat. You think it might be going to their running back again, as the replay didn't happen to show there, but they opt to the quarterback keeper as they come out here again in I formation.
It'll be Mccann, the man back for that. I believe Nagy will be ahead of him. Murray, the pitch will go to Mccann on the far right side as he cuts upfield, trying to stiff arm Butler. There'll be a flag there. Butler does a nice job regaining possession there of the ball carrier along towards it, though, tossing him down. But there will be a flag on the play here. It'll be the first flag of the night. And it will be against Buckeye as they're marching their way back. I believe there'll be a hold there. Nice job, though, from Aiden Butler to really wrap up there. We preach it in pregame. You got to get low, got to get around the hit to try to take down Mccann. And he did an excellent job there towards Zidlow. Nice job on the assist.
Yep, and that's... The referee's going to confirm that it's going to be a holding on Buckeye, so it's going to negate that run. It's going to go all the way back to the 45-yard line, and it's going to be first and 19, 20, first and 20. Oh, and that's on the 44.
And now on the O-line for the Bucks, the big guy that everyone's been worrying about, 6'3", 290, St. Francis bound, Ben Midia, number 55. That'll be a big player to watch, as he has plenty of size, and watching film, he's easily able to body whoever gets in his way. Murray, some of a play action, looks to toss downfield, looking for Wendenmeyer, and it is going to be caught. A nice catch there by Wendenmeyer, a tight end on the far side, a big first down for the Buckeye Bucks near the Holy Name sideline. Butler got beat in the end, but an excellent job from Wendenmeyer getting up there. As we're able to see it here on the replay, Murray, nice job faking it and just throws it where Wendenmeyer had his back shoulder open. Nice job to recapture himself and getting out there for a first down now in Holy Name territory. Now Buckeye will go to a huddle here. The pass seems to be working better than the run as of right now, which is kind of a surprise. Kind of what we saw against Lake Catholic, where the team the week prior ran the ball in Buckeye, now passing. It was the opposite for Lake Catholic, where Trinetti, 399 yards and a bunch of touchdowns, then decided to run with Styles a bunch of times. Let's see now if Buckeye continues to trend or if McCann gets this handoff. Murray hands off McCann to the left side. McCann is met immediately. Dix Jr. dragging him down along with Cord Zidlow, as McCann has not had much luck tonight running.
Number 15, Will Dix Jr., the senior.
And they've kind of had this mentality of a lot of switch outs on the defensive side, both there, Ham, and I believe it was Nunny subbing out, as Holy Name will sub 3 in now. That'll be interesting to see how they're going to play the line tonight, especially with the size that the Bucks have. Now it'll be second down and 7 after the gain of 3. It'll now be a normal double set here to the left for the Bucks. Murray, QB keeper, is he going to run to the left side? He has some room. Rodriguez gets low and gets the shoelace tackle there. They'll bring him down around the 25-yard line. We're going to mark him down. So a gain of 5, and it'll be third down and around 1 for the Bucks here. Definitely within an opportunity of 4-down territory, if not field goal.
Yeah, definitely would not expect anything other than a run up the middle right here. So, I mean, it's a yard, but it's a short yard, it feels like.
And a last-second substitution, Ornati subs out here. It will be the usual I-form set, the lone receiver to the right, and that will be Austin Heyer. Third down and 1, ball to 24. Handoff will go to Nagy. Nagy, that's easily a first down for Gage Nagy as he gets into the red zone around the 15-yard line, barreling his way forward for a little gain there of 9. Just an excellent job there from Nagy. They're switching it up there and handing the ball off to someone new. I like that from Buckeye, trying to keep Holy Name guessing as McCann. Struggle to get some room so far tonight. Hand it off to Nagy. Easy first down for the Bucks.
Tight ends, one wide receiver out to the right.
Same I-form set here as the handoff will go to McCann on the pitch from behind. McCann is met, and he's finally tossed down with force. Straczynski getting in there. Kanchin Rodriguez in the vicinity there along with William Dix, but Evan Straczynski right there threw him down with force, as it'll be a big part of tonight of how well he plays. That could be a deciding factor in that second level. Now a substitution here for the Bucks, sending Snyderburn to the sideline as Ardito subs in here for what I believe will be the first time tonight.
Second down.
After the gain of 5 there from McCann, setting up second down and 5, ball at the 10-yard line here for the Bucks.
Inside the red zone, Murray under center, I formation.
And there will be some early movement there, and Buckeye will end up jumping there. Louis Windemeyer, who had a nice catch earlier on in this game, cost his team there some yards. That'll be the second flag of the game, the second one going against the Bucks. I mean, we saw it on the opening kick, and we saw it a couple times. Are the jitters starting to get to the line of the Bucks?
I definitely think it might be. Obviously, Holy Name's going to play them well every single time, and I think they're just a little bit frightened here early on.
Holy Name appears to be frightened here. A little some last-second substitutions or adjustments as McCann gets the handoff, and he is taken down. William Dix, another big tackle, just gets the shoelace there and drags him down. If he did not get that tackle, that might have been daylight for McCann. We're going to watch it back here on the replay. I don't know if anyone else was in the vicinity besides Dix to make that play. People were around, but Will Dix saved a couple of yards for sure, and it will now be third down and long for the Bucks.
Yard line for a first down. 3rd and 9. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left.
And now third down and 11. Murray looks to throw. Looking towards the right side, kind of pump, kind of round roll to the left. He now has a foot race to get to. Dix gets in there. Murray dives, and he is in for a Buckeye touchdown. Casey Murray lowering the shoulder for 13 yards. And the Bucks are striking first blood tonight at Alumni Stadium.
Yeah, and I mean, that was just a great run by him. He was running full speed downhill, just right to the plane of the corner, and stretches the ball out right across the goal line for the touchdown.
And Holy Name did a nice job there trying to get low and take him down, just unable to do so. And Casey Murray, the improvement from last year to this year is night and day. Watching how he played on our senior night last year, Murray in the offseason, this whole Bucks team in the offseason, you can really tell the improvement they've had and why they're 5-0.
His first touchdown run of the year.
And it will now be Bonnet, the sophomore, on to kick this extra point. Snaps good, holds good, kick is up, and on a little bit of a weird line drive, and it's going to be no good as Bonnet will miss the opening kick. But nonetheless, Casey Murray does an excellent job, runs down the left sideline, dives in to give the Buckeye Bucks a 6-0 lead. With that, we'll take our first media timeout with 6:28 remaining. Buckeye up 6-0 over the Green Wave. You're watching Holy Name versus Buckeye football on your home for all Holy Name sports. Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on in a few moments. .6:28 left to go in the first quarter at Alumni Stadium. The Buckeye Bucks scoring on a Casey Murray QB keeper to the left side, getting up 6-0 at the extra point, not going through the uprights. I am Nathan Smith alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo. It wasn't Troy Mccann on the ground that really impressed. It was Casey Murray. What did the senior quarterback do that really impressed you on that drive?
Obviously, he looked right and then couldn't find any open receiver, so he just took the open space to the left and ate a couple of hits and stretched the ball out and made it into the end zone there.
And Bonnet will now be on to kicker. He missed the extra point. We'll see if that plays a factor in tonight's ball game, as he will send that ball away with power, as Bryant will trail within his own 5, and he will take this one out. And Jawan Bryant has some daylight in front of him. That's enough for some more real Bryant. He's still on his feet. He's nearing midfield. The 50. He still cuts. And that is plenty enough to get Holy Name into Buckeye territory to the 45. Jawan Bryant, what looked like he almost trailed back into the end zone, instead recovers and gets it into Buckeye territory. Jawan Bryant, what a run.
The whistle was blown down at the end zone, and this is going to come back. This is going to be a touchdown.
And now they're going to say it's a touchback that he did trail. Coach Wondolowski wants an explanation. I think Holy Name deserves one.
It didn't look like he went into the, it looked like he stopped before he went into the end zone.
It appeared that the referee kind of did signal something, but no whistle was blown. They let the play run. And now Coach Wondolowski wants it, as if they did make the call, the whistle really should have blown there. No whistles were blown. They let the play run out, which is an interesting decision from the officiating crew. Usually if it's a touchback, they'll definitely blow the whistle or try to get in the way of the play, because kickoffs are definitely a dangerous part of the game.
Definitely a bad way to get injured.
But Holy Name, they are no stranger to adversity, as senior quarterback Andrew Cole, the first 4.5 games of his season, struggling. The last half that he played, he really impressed. He really turned things around, and now Holy Name looks to get back the yards that they feel that they deserve here, starting at their own 20 on 1st down and 10 here with 6:15 left to go in the first quarter of play. Holy Name will have Rodriguez to the left side of Cole. Dix to the left side as a wing. Rodriguez takes the first handoff, as he will be met at the line. 1st down at the 20-yard line, so I believe they're going to say it is a nullified run, bringing up 2nd down and 10. And there it is, the size advantage of the Bucks paying dividends. Their line is bigger compared to Holy Name. You'll see that. Look at number 55, Media, inside. It'll have to be Richard Ham's job to make sure he can get some kind of block on him, to make sure that whatever running back runs gets some room. Cole looks to have his first pass tonight. He is caught by Jawan Bryant on a high point of play. And Bryant will do all he can to stay up, but eventually he'll be wrestled down at the 25-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 5, setting up 3rd down and 5 for the Green Wave. And now 3rd down and 5 here. A nice throw from Cole. A little bit too high, but Bryant doing a nice job. As the season has gone on, he's done a nice job settling. A little bit of struggles earlier on in the year, but Jawan Bryant, he has really also improved as the season has gone on for Holy Name.
Holy Name needs the 30 for a
And
first.
Cole trying to get there to jump. He might have, and there will be some flags, and that should be enough for a 1st down on the flag.
They're going to say it's an offside penalty against Buckeye.
And that'll be Buckeye's 3rd penalty. A surrender of the first quarter, as Holy Name gets a get out of jail free card, and that'll set up a fresh set of downs.
They get Buckeye to jump off sides.
I believe that would be their 3rd penalty overall.
Yeah, but they had, I don't even know.
Either way, the ball will be set at the 30-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Holy Name. Cole keeps to the left side as he will try to cut off field, blowing the shoulder, and he might have had enough for a 1st down. They're looking on the far side. They're going to say he stepped out around the 38-yard line. Quick little gain of 8 on the sideline from Andrew Cole, lowering the shoulder, doing a nice job getting some yards.
Yeah, I mean, we know he's going to do that every single time he gets the ball. I know it's kind of frowned upon if you're the head coach that your quarterback is lowering his shoulder, but Andrew Cole can do what he wants.
Andrew Cole, not necessarily a runner by trade, as it was kind of a question before the game of who would get the most rushing yards tonight, Rodriguez, Dix, or Cole. Right now, it looks like Andrew Cole is primed to win that tally. There's still plenty of time here. Two receivers out wide right, Dix off of the right tackle, and one lone receiver on the left side here. On 2nd down and 8, Cole keeps himself to the left side this time, or right side I should say, lowers his shoulder and powers his way forward for a first down. Andrew Cole, once again lowering his shoulder, getting himself to the 47.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Usually a quarterback slides there. Not Andrew Cole. Lowers his shoulder, he delivers the hit to the linebacker or the DB, not the other way around.
And it's not a question of if he can slide. He did play baseball, and we saw many times he can get down when he was trying to get to second base. But instead he decides to lower his shoulder and be aggressive and put it all on the line for the team as Rodriguez takes his second carry of the night. And just like his first, he'll be met immediately as he gets to about the 49 or 48 yard line, depending where they're going to spot him. Maybe a gain of 1 at best, which will set up 2nd down and 9 for the Green Wave to work with.
And just so far from what I'm seeing, running up the middle is definitely going to be a task. With number 55, Ben Media, being in there, he's definitely going to be a tall task to handle. So I think running to the outside will definitely be our best bet, and more plays to the outside.
And welcome to the gridiron, Nick Nemeth. He is subbing into the game for the first time tonight as Rodriguez will go to the sideline after that one. How do you factor that Nick Nemeth will play tonight?
Obviously they don't have a lot of film on Nick Nemeth. You know, his first, he had 3 touches last week. But he did have that touchdown, so.
Cole will keep it again here, run up the gut, and he'll be wrestled down. Medea on top of the pile as Cole gets himself to midfield there, which will now set up a 3rd down and around 8 maybe, depending if they gave him a yard or 2. They're going to give him a couple of yards, getting his 3rd down and 6. Now Hohenheim getting a sideline call here. I excited to see a pass here from Andrew Cole, but you never know, as he has done a nice job on the QB keeper so far.
It's very true.
It'll be a doubles right set for Hohenheim. They're bread and butter as they're going to try to get 6 yards here, now 7 on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Cole on the play action. Cole launches downfield, and that one is incomplete over the head of Nick Nemeth, setting up 4th down, and it appears the punt team will enter the playing field as Patrick Soule will go back deep. The punt for the Green Wave. Hohenheim did a nice job driving. Unfortunately, a lot of wind was taken out of their sails after Jawan Bryant's kick return was taken off the board. And for those keeping score at home, where Hohenheim's drive ends is 5 yards shy of where Bryant's kick was taken to. It'll be the sophomore Patrick Soule back deep to punt here for the Green Wave. And he says, I want to have a short punt here. Hohenheim looking for a Hohenheim bounce, and they will get it. It will roll within the 30, maybe to the 28-yard line. Look at Elgfeld there, trying to take one out of North Olmsted's book there and try to use the wind to get it forward to no avail. But Casey Murray and the Bucks will take over at the 28-yard line. And looking at last drive, what do you expect the Bucks to do here on 1st down?
Run the ball. I think they're going to try and go back to what they know. They're going to try and run it with their starter running back, Gage Nagy. Obviously didn't have a lot of production last drive, but I think they really still want to get him going. Maybe his first drive wasn't really their optimal thing, but I think they're going to try and keep him going here still.
And obviously McCann's going to factor in. After last week's performance, he is now the 8th player in Buckeye history to get to the 2,000 rushing yard mark. Oh, and by the way, he is only a junior. Handoff will go to McCann on the misdirection. Feliciano kind of throws him down with force. Gain of about 10 there as he gets to the 38. It might be enough to move the chains depending if they're going to signal it. No official movement yet. Now they're going to point, and that should be enough to move the chains for a Buckeye 1st down.
One official signaling. Now the other one will.
Hohenheim probably favors the opportunity of getting a fresh set of downs to work with after the gain of 10. It'll now be a 1st down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Handoff will go to Nagy on the misdirection. And another shoelace tackle, Dosko not letting go. The line eventually presses themselves down onto Nagy as he gets to the 41-yard line. So gain of 3, but Hohenheim, they are not letting go of the rushers. They're trying to get low and try to force them to the ground.
Yeah, don't let them break tackles because that's when they have the big runs. Obviously, on the touchdown run from the quarterback before, he broke at least 2 tackles before he made his way into the end zone. Granted, he was kind of falling when he did it, but technically still broke them.
And this is a set that Holy Name kind of used last week. 2 running backs, 1 to either side of the quarterback, Murray, for 2nd down and 7. And looking to throw now as Murray after play action has Mccann in the flats, launches long, trying to find Higher. Higher catches it, and he hits a foot race to 10, 5, touchdown Buckeye. An impressive catch there from Austin Higher, going the distance, 62 yards from Austin Higher. The Bucks are dominating right now. Another touchdown, 12-zip lead for the home team. And you just gotta see here, Murray had all the time in the world to launch it deep. Higher over top, and it was just a foot race that Austin Higher was not gonna lose as the Bucks pranced their way into the end zone with a $1:45 left to go in the first. Now up by 2 scores, 12-zip.
And they are going to go for 2 here since their kicker did miss the first extra point.
About a 58-yard touchdown pass.
And now we're hearing it's a 58-yard
Murray to Higher, and
touchdown
now
catch, as we do have a radio station next to us, so if we do get numbers quickly, it is not us being smart at math, it is us having the numbers given to us most likely. Looking to throw now is Murray here on the 2-point try, as Murray runs from one side to the other, finds, and the diving catch is incomplete, as he looked like he was trying to find Ornati, and Ornati's going to have that one bobble out of his hands and result in a no good try, as the Bucks will still take their 6 points on a dot thrown downfield from Casey Murray to Austin Higher to set up a 12-0 lead. So we'll take a break at the end of this replay. Your score, Buckeye 12, Holy Name Zip. We'll be back on momentarily. $1:45 left to go here in the first quarter at Alumni Stadium. Buckeye up to an early 12-zip lead over the Green Wave. I am Nathan Smith, alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo, and Casey Murray really impressing tonight. A dime, 58-yard touchdown completion to Austin Higher. It now reverts back to Holy Name on the kick. Holy Name looking to take this one out of their end zone this time. Bryant going to try to keep it out of the end zone this time. Learned from last time, let it bounce in the end zone, so Holy Name will have that touchback. But looking at last drive, Holy Name did a nice job running with Cole, but in the end, the play stalls around midfield. If you're Holy Name, what is the mentality right now? And if you're the coaches, what are you calling?
I would definitely say, as I've been saying, try and run the ball to the outside more, get plays more to the outside, because as of right now, they are dominating us in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
It'll now be the opportunity for Holy Name, $1:45 to work with in the first, and then plenty of time in the second quarter to work with the Holy Name. We're going to get some points here on the board quickly on 1st down and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Cole trying to get the Bucks a jump, as they almost do. Holy Name's done a nice job of drawing the penalties tonight. But it'll be Rodriguez to the left side of Cole, and as well, it will be Will Dix to the left side of the left tackle. We're going. Handoff will go to Rodriguez. He tries to get to the edge, but he is pummeled behind the line. Combination of Nagy and Kretler getting in on the tackle, having Rodriguez go nowhere. All 3 of his carries resulting in Rodriguez slamming into the grass here at Alumni Stadium. Rodriguez will now be flanked out wide as it will be Dix, though, running back to the left side of Cole on 2nd down and 13 after the loss of 3.
On the run. 2nd down and 13.
It'll be trips left here, as I can see a pass here as Holy Name look at the play call from the sidelines. The clock will continue to tick. 70 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Cole going to have a screen pass caught on the sideline by Dasco. Dasco trying to keep himself in bounds as he gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 20-yard line. So a gain of 3, setting up 3rd down and 10 for Holy Name. I like the idea, it just didn't go where Holy Name was hoping it would.
Yeah, just like you said, not really what we wanted there, but obviously this is most likely a passing down.
And Holy Name, they do have to run a play here as the play clock is reading 25. And there's 37 on the game clock, so around 12-second difference on the clocks.
It's down to 30 seconds.
And it'll be 3rd down and 10. Trips to the right here for Holy Name to work with, trying to get the Bucks to jump off sides. To no avail. Holy Name running outside, and there are around 10 seconds left to go before they have to snap it.
Buckeye coaching staff seem to think they know what's going on as they are.
Trips right now. Cole looks to throw on 3rd down and 10. Pass outside, caught by Dasco, and he runs his way upfield. That might be enough, depending where they give the official spot.
I think he went out of bounds at the 29.
They're saying the 29-yard line, which would be about a yard shy. It'll be 4th down and 1, and with such a short field, it appears Holy Name will put the punting unit on here. An interesting call. It is deep in their territory, but down 12, it might be an opportunity to be aggressive. But instead, they're going to send the ball away here with 12.3 seconds remaining in the first.
Could be a fake.
Look at the personnel. They do have Dom Costanzo to the right here as the winger, kind of counting it down. No one else really that could release on a potential pass. So I'd expect to see a punt here from the Green Wave. And Bowden had to get a block in there on the edge, otherwise that one could have been blocked. It'll be taken in from the touchdown man, Higher, and Higher is taken down immediately. It's the other Costanzo, Vince, on the tackle there. 3.8 seconds now, so the Bucks will now have to run one play before the end of the first. And on this play, I wouldn't expect to see anything more than a run here from Buckeye.
Yeah, I would yet again expect to see a run.
But so far in this game, it's not a story of Troy Mccann running the ball. It's a story of Casey Murray using his legs and using his arm talent that has given Buckeye a 12-zip lead. This is kind of what outsiders expected to happen. Buckeye to get an early lead here. So let's see what Holy Name's defense can do here on 1st down and 10 with the ball at the 39-yard line. Buckeye potentially looking for one last bomb to end the first. It'll be a handoff on the misdirection, and that will be a carry to the 42-yard line. And that'll be the ball carrier from Kretler, but that will end the first quarter here at Alumni Stadium. Your score, Buckeye have 12-zip over the Green Wave, so we'll be on to begin the second quarter momentarily. One quarter in the books here at Alumni Stadium. Holy Name down 12-0 to the Buckeye Bucks. I am David Speak, Cameron Regazzo alongside me today. Like I said, to close out the first, it is the story of Casey Murray tonight, who is really impressed for the Bucks. As to begin this quarter, the handoff to McCann, who is met immediately. Both there trying to toss him down, and a couple other namers there, including Don Costanzo, forcing him down. But Casey Murray, what has really impressed you about him tonight?
Just like you said, using his ability on the ground and in the ability of the passing game. You know, he had a whole bunch of time so he could let his receiver run down onto the field, and he just lofted it up there, let his receiver let him run under the ball, and was able to come under and catch it and take it all the way in for score.
And now a big third down and 5. Holy Name needs to stop. It's not their offense is being shut down. It's just the defense right now has no answer for Murray, McCann, and the Bucks. This pitch will go to McCann on the far left side, as he's able to break a tackle or two, and he's still on his feet. That's enough for a first down. There will be a flag thrown as it might be coming back. Far side, Dasco slow to get up. And it will be a hold against the Bucks, and another penalty biting the Bucks in the foot. Just the big story right now of why Buckeye is not closer and not having scored sooner. It's simply the penalties.
He's almost at 1,000 yards, 939 yards on the season.
And now some substitutions here on third down and long. He'll now come up to Murray's arm talent once again to make something happen. Who do you expect to see get targeted here? Would you expect to see Austin Hire, who had the touchdown, or Trenton Wittenmeyer, who had the nice catch on the far right side?
Probably Trenton Wittenmeyer. This is bigger.
The tall tight end is out there in a trips right set here. Third down and 15 for Buckeye. Murray to look to throw, has a player open the flats, pass over the middle is going to be caught. That catch coming from Ornati, but that'll be plenty short of a first down as he gets to the 46. And now an interesting opportunity for the Bucks that they could potentially go for it here, as they do have the advantage. Depends how much faith they have in their quarterback. As of right now, it looks like they're going to keep him on, but now they're switching it out as the personnel changes. It will be a punt here for the Bucks, but plenty of hesitation shown by Coach Dennison on the sidelines.
First punt of the game, and Trey Weidenmeyer comes out to punt this one.
It'll be Weidenmeyer on the punt. But Coach Dennison last week getting win 200, one of the best coaches in the GLC. An impressive run from him as he looks to get win 201 tonight. As of right now, he's poised to do so. It will be a fake here, and he will be taken down short. Depending where they say it is, one says it's short, others say it's not. The ball carrier there being Shredder. The original spot looked like he was short, and Holy Name's pointing that it's there. Both sides are playing the pointing game.
The ball carrier.
People in the box saying might be short. Holy Name pointing to the side, and right now where it is short. I believe we're going to see the chains though. I'd be surprised if we didn't.
Yeah, most likely.
The question is, did they recognize it in time?
And from our angle, it does look short here. This depends what the refs see. Holy Name did get burned on one of these against the Bruins in week 1. Let's see if Holy Name gets the lucky play here, as it would be within their Buckeye territory. Would be huge. And here do come the chains. This will be a big play here. If Holy Name did make the stop, that would be huge. If Buckeye got the first down, the momentum train just continues for the Bucks as they go to chug along down the field. As of right now, what do you see, Cam?
Honestly, I definitely thought it was short. I feel like they spotted it maybe a little bit closer up.
It looks like a generous spot, though.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, now they're finally all the way over here.
And right now it appears that they're going to set him there. It looks like they have to fix things as it is they're kind of messing the original spot up here.
Well, now they stretch it. Well, they do this, and now they stretch it.
It's going to be a first down.
And somehow, in some way, the spot's enough for a first down for the Bucks. I mean,
Drive continues after the fake punt.
it looked like they moved the chains potentially even back a little bit. An interesting call there, as Holy Name might have gotten hosed again for the second time this season on the spot.
With a 12-0 lead, they run a
But if you're Holy Name, you thought you got the ball, what does that do to your morale right now?
49-yard line.
Fuels you.
Holy Name, plenty of adversity so far in this game, but Jawan Bryant, big kickoff return, negated on a call that was made late, and now a spot that was given in favor of the Bucks. Now Holy Name, they need to regroup here on first down and 10. Ball will be spotted just within Buckeye territory at the 49. Motioning outside will be Credder, who got the original one. Murray gets a block, and that is plenty of room to get him forward, as he was able to get through the hole, get himself to around the 44-yard line. Quick little gain of 5 there from Murray. But a nice job there from the line up front from the Buckeye Bucks, getting plenty of room there. Murray, he had plenty of room. It looked like Moses partying the Red Sea out there. And that is what you're going to have for the size advantage tonight. It's going to be a lot of that. If Holy Name could close down their gaps and make sure their defensive linemen know their technique and know where they need to go, that could get down some running gaps and running lanes. Handoff on the misdirection does go to McCann, and McCann being driven backwards. Some defensive backs getting in there. And Holy Name says they have Aiden Butler coming up with it. And Holy Name is still pointing. Now they're trying to see what they're calling.
But every official says that McCann was down.
Everyone's saying they're down.
And it certainly looks like McCann was down.
And Holy Name's fans are starting to give it to the refs. It appears on the far side. You can see many mouths cuffed, yelling boo.
And that's literally what I was just going to say. If they're going to keep staying up and fighting for more yards, go for the ball. And certainly Aiden Butler did that on that play. And I guess just make it more obvious next time.
And potentially you could have said, I don't think he ever went down. I think it was just that forward progress stop. And now Murray looks to throw. Launch downfield, trying to find Ornati. Ornati incomplete. That is out of the reach of Ornati. But once again, the secondary getting burned as Rodriguez and Kanchin were beat over top there by Murray and Ornati.
It's second down and 10.
That'll be an incomplete pass. Holy Name can catch their breaths here. A couple of demoralizing things there. The fumble recovery having been down, and then the big one, the chains not being where Holy Name wanted them to be. Holy Name, they're still trying to regroup here as the ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line for second down and 10.
I expect a run.
8:55 to go in the first half. Buckeye leads
And second down and 10. Run will probably happen. You're probably right here. Murray has the ball, going to hand it off on the far side. Kretler takes it as Kretler forces his way forward. From our angle, he does look short as they'll mark him down at the 28-yard line. He'll be a couple yards short, setting up third down and 3 after the gain of about 7.
After that fake punt there, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get this, if this is 4-down territory.
And I think right now, if you're Holy Name looking back at that 4th down and 1, maybe you do go for it if you need it to be the progression of things going on. And now be 3rd down and 3, and what is definitely 4-down territory for the Bucks, as they have nothing to lose right now, up 12-zip. It'll be Ornati in motion from right to left for the Bucks as they're in I formation. 2 receivers out wide, 1 left, 1 right. Handoff goes to Nagy, and he is breaking through for a 1st down. And a shoestring tackle again from Rodriguez forces him down within the red zone, getting him to around the 15-yard line. A gain of about 18 there. But more importantly for the Bucks, trip to the red zone and trip for a 1st down.
Yeah, and he broke off multiple tackles on that run there. He just shrugs them off like it was nothing until, luckily, Xavier Rodriguez was able to grab his legs and pull him down from behind.
And as we usually say, is around the 8-minute mark that things go wrong for Holy Name. The clock reads 7:50. The Bucks trying to repeat history once again here. I formation in the red zone. 1st down 10, McCann running to the left side here as he's going to stumble his way forward. Flags will throw as he's taken down at around the 10-yard line. But this is really looking like the Lake Catholic game in the sense of whoever Holy Name game prepped for is not who is getting the ball, or if they are getting the ball, they're not doing it as effectively as Holy Name once thought. Because as of right now, McCann averaging 10 yards going into this game. The official stat line, 92 carries for 926 yards and 11 touchdowns.
And that run's going to be coming back.
And another penalty against the Bucks. It appears that the size advantage is too much, as too much physicality might come back to bite you. Kind of the opposite of what we're seeing in that game against Lake Catholic. And now it'll be 1st down and 10. Ball will be spotted at the 16-yard line. A big play upcoming here. Holy Name needing to get a big stop here. Handoff going here as Murray will keep it in the end. He's being dragged down and he stumbles his way forward to around the 21-yard line. Gain of 3 there on the play. An interesting one. It looked like Murray didn't want to give it up, and Nagy, or I believe it was McCann actually, did not want to hand over the ball. Ended up being Joey Ragone in on the tackle, as we do appear to be having some technical difficulties at the moment. We're still going to give you commentary while we can. 7 minutes remain here. 2nd down and 15. Ball will be spotted at the 21 after the gain of 3. We have trips right formation here. That'll be McCann flanking out to the flats. He'll get the ball, and he will actually somehow regain possession, and he tiptoes his way in for a Buckeye touchdown. Troy Mccann somehow, in some way, recaptures possession. Look, he's about to drop that, and the Bucks open the floodgates, now up 18-zip over the green wave.
And McCann.
Cam, what do you have to say there about that play?
Just kind of just broke down the defense.
And McCann kind of bobbled on the far side. Does an excellent job recovering there. And just as Ben Barnes did a couple years ago, if the running game wasn't working, give him the ball on pass, and he will make something happen. As there's a reason why McCann is so beloved in Medina County for plays like that. And they're now going on to kick here. Once again, it will be, I believe, Bonnet to kick an extra point here potentially. His last attempt wasn't good. This one appears to have straightened it out, as this one is up and through the uprights. The Buckeye Bucks making a statement, up 19-zip over the green wave. We'll take a break here with 6:35 left to go in the half. Holy Name needs to get the ball back on offense and needs to get some points on the board. We'll see that drive when we come back from our media timeout. 6:35 left to go here in the first half. 19-zip lead for the Bucks is your score. I am Nathan Smith alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo. Troy Mccann enters his name into the scoring ring here, along with Austin Heyer and Casey Murray. Just a nice play out to the flats, and now ball will go back to Hoyne. And what does Hoyne need to do on this possession besides score?
Score.
They need to get the ball, and they need to get in the end zone quick. They do receive the second half kick, but they're going to need some points here pretty quickly. Bryant will take the ball and actually muff it here. He needs a fall on it as he will around the 15. He's going to try to take it out still. He stumbles his way forward, and this will be the best starting field position for the Green Wave as he'll get it to around the 22-yard line where Andrew Cole and the offense will come back onto the field. So now, what does Andrew Cole need to do here on this drive to lead his team down the field?
Get the ball in the flats as we can. Maybe a screen pass or two, but
And our kickoff, as always, is brought to you by Life Care Center.
This is a very similar game to last week, except that Hoyne did not get on the board first. A 19-point deficit. Hoyne can come back from it. It's just going to be on this drive. If Hoyne can make something happen on this drive, I am more confident in that fact. We first down 10 ball at the 22-yard line here for the Green Wave to work with. Cole will take a second looking into the sideline for his instruction. Dix will now motion to the right side of Andrew Cole here, as this will be a big play here. Cole trying to send Nemeth in motion as he's able to finally. Cole will keep it himself here, and he will force his way forward, stumbling past the 30-yard line for a quick little gain there of 8 on the play from Andrew Cole. And once again, does a nice job lowering the shoulder. And Ranger Metter, one of the many seniors on this Bucks team, making his first involvement of the game on the tackle there after the gain of 8. Setting up second down and 2 for Andrew Cole in the offense. But on that play, kind of a simple miscommunication there. Nemeth getting back into the scheme of things as he only had those 3 touches last week as his first game for varsity football. Once he's able to get that chemistry with Cole, things will be going better as Nemeth gets this handoff. And he's going to try to force his way forward, but instead he is swarmed by the Bucks as it is hunting season, but it appears to be for the Bucks and not the Green Wave as the defensive line collapses on Nemeth and forces him back for a loss. A nice play there from the defensive line of the Bucks, nonetheless.
yeah, they were just ready for that reverse, and honestly, it would have looked better if Andrew Cole just probably kept the ball because it just seemed like everyone stayed on that side of the field.
It's an interesting motion there of misdirection, kind of similar to what Buckeye did, just with less guys that could potentially get the ball. Now setting up third down and 4, what potentially could be a passing down for Hoyne. I would expect to see it in the trips left set with 5:10 remaining, as now it becomes a pure trips left as Dix motions to the left side. Cole kind of keeping himself running to the left side. He has Dasco. Bryant's open downfield as well. Cole's going to run for it himself. He's going to hurdle, and he has plenty enough for the first down. Andrew Cole does an excellent job. We're still trying to get our internet back on here, so we're not going to show the replay. But Cole kind of doing a nice job hurdling over, setting up Hoyne for a nice first down. And after that run, it will now have the clock continue to run. Actually, no, the clock will stop at 4:57. Hoyne has time now to catch their breaths here and try to regroup. It's been Andrew Cole running the ball that has been the main source of Hoyne getting downfield. And as our colleagues to the right of us said, there is desperation. Hoyne does need to score, and indeed they do here. First down and 10 ball at the 35-yard line after the first down. Handoff will go to William Dix as he's going to barrel his way forward. But the attempted kind of shrug off instead has him going to the ground, as it will now be a gain of 5, setting up second down and 5. And now second down and 5 ball will be at the 40-yard line.
Second down, 5 yards to go from their own 40.
And at the 40-yard line, Cole will have Dix to the right side of him here. Dix will option to the backfield. Kind of a similar play to what McCann scored on, as Dix will be able to get a first down on it. Nice shot from him as he gets past the 45 to the 46, gain of 6. But still, more importantly, plenty enough for a Hoyne first down.
And so far, I don't want to jinx it, but this looks like a promising Hoyne drive as, you know, they're slowly but surely moving the ball down the field, pretty methodically, being able to keep getting those first downs. Just focus on the 10 yards at hand.
I was about to use that. A long, methodical drive here would not be the worst thing. Going into the half at 19-7 would not be the worst thing if you're Hoyne, especially that you get the ball back.
Exactly.
You've got to keep momentum on your side. It doesn't do much if you score a touchdown and they have a couple nice plays. As Dix gets met immediately at the line, the last word had by by Belwan. They're dragging him down near the line of scrimmage. Snyderburn also in on the tackle, setting up 2nd down and 10 after the gain of 0. Holy Name's having success in the flats on a pass. Does the offense now look to pass it here on 2nd down and 10?
Honestly, I think a screen pass here would be pretty good.
Bryant on the left side of your screen. On the far side, Prize will be in the outer 2.
2nd down and 10.
It'll be Nemeth to the left side of Cole. Behind him will be Dix here. Plenty of guys who could get the ball here on a potential screen to the flats. As Cole will have play action, kind of a QB boot here. As Cole will be taken down, he kind of launches that one out of bounds, similar to what Daniel Jones did last night as he was pressed there. Kretler forcing Cole to have to get rid of the ball as quick as he can, setting up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and just fortunate enough to kind of throw out of a sack there, I guess, or toss it out of a sack.
But if you saw that game last night between the Niners and the Giants, Daniel Jones had a similar one where he was kind of being dragged down, kind of had to do an underhand toss just to get it out there, and being outside of the pocket, he was able to do so and not get penalized for intentional grounding. But now sets up a crucial 3rd down and 10, ball at the 46. Holy Name needs 10 here. They need to get in the Buckeye territory at Buckeyes 44. Whistle will blow here. I believe Coach Wondolowski's going to want to call this, talk this one over. And it will indeed be a timeout called by Coach Wondolowski. So we're going to take a timeout of our own with 3:07 left to go in the first half. Holy Name down 19-zip to the Bucks. We'll be back on momentarily. .307 left to go here in the first half. Holy Name has 3rd down and 10 here on a crucial play. Down 19-zip to the Bucks of Buckeye. I have Davis being alongside me. To my right, Cameron Ragazzo. Cole trying to make his claim that there was an offside or encroachment from the Bucks. Nothing's going to be called. Holy Name has 10 seconds to snap the ball here as Cole's going to try to give some signals at the last moment here. Expect to see a pass here from Andrew Cole. Instead, he's going to keep it himself, run up the middle, and he somehow has a 1st down and some more. Andrew Cole barrels his way forward for a 1st down. An excellent run from Andrew Cole, getting into Buckeye territory, being down at the 35-yard line. What a job from Andrew Cole.
I guess we don't expect a pass.
Andrew Cole's done a nice job keeping this game in his own realm, running the ball right up the gut there. An interesting call, a gutsy call, but in the end it pays off for Holy Name. And now here's kind of the long and methodical it's going to have to play into here. 2:50 and counting left to go here. If Holy Name can kind of wait here, give Buckeye a couple seconds maybe. You don't want to wait until the last play there, as Holy Name, in historically speaking terms, have not been successful at the last play of the half, trying to be a touchdown. Looking at that paddle game at Brooklyn. Cole looks to throw a pass, caught by Nemeth, and he cuts upfield. He has some room to run, and he'll be dragged down around the 10-yard line, maybe the 8. But Nick Nemeth does a nice job getting into the red zone, as Holy Name is now in striking distance. Nick Nemeth has a welcome back present and a half for him.
Yeah, you can just see here he leaks right out, and no one goes to cover him until the very last second, which he jumps in front of the defensive back to catch that ball.
And now it will be 1st down and goal. Ball spotted at the 8. This is a big play for Holy Name. They're trying to play with some grit here. Dix, handoff, and he will be forced down to the far side. It appeared that Balabon was flying over Dix there at the end, forcing him down. No gain, which will set up 2nd down and goal once again at the 8-yard line. I expect to see another run here from Holy Name, but Buckeye doing an excellent job right now stopping the run. But as of right now, it appears to be Andrew Cole. He is a difference maker for Holy Name tonight. Every week, Holy Name has definitely had a different difference maker, and tonight, no different. As Sky Fox now flies on over. The $1:38 left to go in the first half. We're hoping to show them a touchdown here on 2nd down and goal Man in motion will be Nick Nemeth. Cole looking to his left to throw. Pass is caught by Nemeth. He's trying to cut back upfield, and Nemeth is going to dive his way forward. He's going to end up being out of bounds, maybe getting about a yard there on that effort, as it's either going to be marking him down a little bit shy of where he eventually dove to.
I can tell you what, this is 4-down territory for sure.
I was about to say 3rd down with 4th down upcoming next. 6 yards you need to get here if your Holy Name, as Andrew Cole does get the call here. $1:25 left to go. There's still time if Holy Name does score here for the Bucks, get the ball back and drive. But Holy Name, they're more focused on getting the goose egg off the board than anything right now. It'll be 3rd down and goal at the 6. Cole looks to throw to the right. He's being trailed by Maida. Throws to the end zone. Passes. Caught for the touchdown. Colin Dasco. A big touchdown for the Green Wave. Take that goose egg off the board. Make it 6. Colin Dasco. Right place, right time. Andrew Cole. Excellent scramble. Holy Name is back in business.
Yeah, and Cole just did a great job of evading that pressure until the very, very last second. Finds Colin Dasco in the end zone to where only he can catch the ball and tiptoes his way inbounds for the score.
I'm very impressed with Andrew Cole there. Looking at Andrew Cole the last couple of weeks, that really mimics that Xavier Rodriguez catch on that far side. And Holy Name now, they are getting some momentum going into the half. There's still plenty of time, $1:15 left to go. Casey Murray has shown the arm talent to get down the field quick. But as of right now, Holy Name can take a little bit of a sigh of relief as they've got some points on the board. Josity's extra point attempt is good. If you tuned out thinking Buckeye had a 19-zip lead, we're going to run away with it, come right back here. Colin Dasco links up with Andrew Cole. 6-yard touchdown. $1:15 left to go. Holy Name now down by 12. We're going to take a media timeout. You're watching Holy Name versus Buckeye football on your home for all Holy Name sports. Holy Name Athletics Seed 2 will be back on after the break.
Onside kick question?
1:15 left to go here, as just as you said, Cam. Would you expect to see an onside kick here if you're Holy Name?
You certainly could expect to see one, but after that first kickoff went in and out of the hands of, I don't know who got that.
I think it was Ornati.
Okay. Well, it went in and out of his hands, so I'm not really sure what to expect here.
And look at this alignment. Buckeye a little bit shaded there, but number 13, Augustine, standing right around the line, doing a nice job here. It appears that he watches the film, kind of shading here. Josity kind of send it away on a line drive deep. That one taken in as he appeared to have taken a knee down back further. Coach Wondolowski pleading his case for that to be the call, as it appears that will be it. Only 1 second drills off the clock, and now 1:14 left to go. Does this remind you of a play last week where Will Dix had a pick 6? A similar score in a similar game.
Very true.
That'll be something to see here. Murray has the arm talent here. There's still plenty of time. 1:14 will probably end up taking us 10 minutes here, as I would expect to see Buckeye try to force down the field, as Coach Dennison does not want to leave any stone unturned on ways to get more points on the board for his Bucks. That'll be a trips right set here. Kind of an interesting set, as Buckeye hasn't run it much tonight, but they will do so as Murray looks to throw on 1st down 10. Pass is incomplete. Will Dix there, or actually no, it's Hunter Kanchin there on the breakup. A nice job there. Strzynski trailing at the end, but Hunter Kanchin doing a nice job there, getting a hand in there to make sure that ball is bobble free.
You know, before that play, I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they do run the ball, because they do still have all 3 timeouts. They might look to run it here, but I don't know what I was going for there.
And Holy Name does have 2 timeouts here. Buckeye needs to be careful. There's 1:09 left to go here. So Holy Name, they're defense to make a stop here, then there could be some carnage that is left to be had here in the first half. Looking to throw now is Murray on 2nd down and 10. Launches downfield, and that pass is incomplete. The closest player there being Aiden Butler, as that one was overshot, intended for Ornati. And now it's at a 3rd down, and if you're Coach Wondolowski and the defense, you're smiling right now with a huge grin with 1:01 on the clock.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they do just run the ball here. Either if it is to get the first down or to keep the clock running, because if they don't get it, it will force Holy Name to use a timeout, and they'll be left with one.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Dennison says, hey, take the ball back, Andrew Cole, match me.
Down to 10.
That would be a gutsy move from Coach Dennison, but I wouldn't put it past him as he knows what he's doing. Instead, he puts faith in the quarterback, Murray. He looks to throw. He's running. There's a flag. It might be a holding. Murray runs to the far side. He'll step out. He is short, and that will stop the clock regardless. Holy Name might end up declining that one if that was a hold. And that's a hold against Buckeye, and now I think if you're Holy Name, you decline that.
So I'd imagine we're going to see a decline penalty here, especially with
And now with 54 seconds left to go here, like I said, carnage could ensue here, as Holy Name has plenty of time to work with. It appears that the ball is about to be spotted. There it is, the official call from Coach Wondolowski. He is declining it, and it will be 4th down and probably around 8 here, as Andrew Cole will get another shot here potentially.
huge turn of events here. It's a holding against Buckeye. It is declined.
And here's another thing to watch here. It will be Murray limping off the field. That is something to watch here. Offhand, I do not know who their backup quarterback is. Right now, we see quarterbacks such as freshman Thingbill along with Turner Delata, a sophomore. Murray a little bit gingerly getting off the field. That is something to monitor. He probably will be okay come back in the game, but if not, we'll find out who will be the new quarterback. But right now, the quarterback that matters in this game is not Casey Murray. It is Andrew Cole.
Snap is back. Weidenmeyer's got it.
Weidenmeyer sends that one high, as Holy Name will have plenty of work to do in front of them, as that ball will run and roll out of bounds at around the 23-yard line. 44.2 seconds left to go here. Chase Johnson, he has some range, and if you're Coach Wondolowski, you're sending him to start warming up. Cam, you know Chase playing soccer with him. What's his range if you had to guess?
I don't know, because I don't see him kick footballs. I can't see him kick soccer balls. Also depends.
It's called football, Cam.
Okay, well, it might be confusing for some people. I don't know, he's definitely got a good leg, and I was just going to say that if they can't get in the range for the end zone, they got to try and line up for a field goal here. That would make it a 19 to 10 ball game, and they do get the ball to start the second half.
Right now, provincially, generous spot 15, but largest range 25, we're going to say, is the line to get here for a field goal in 44 seconds or less. Holy Name, 2 timeouts to work with. Trips right. Cole going to keep it on the run for first down. And Andrew Cole taken down kind of quickly. That might be a timeout called potentially. He gets around 7 yards. The clock is going to continue to run.
They might just run this ball.
30 seconds, and right now, Holy Name.
And it seems like Holy Name is going to let this clock run.
And this is kind of surprising. They're just going to let the clock roll.
I don't know if anyone in the stadium understands the call, but they're letting Holy Name. Holy Name's going to let them run out the clock.
And instead, Cole runs the ball, and they let the clock roll out. Interesting
Cole
call.
talking to Coach Wondolowski on the sideline. I don't know what was said. Handoff will go.
Hand the ball off.
Ball will be carried by Nemeth to around the 33-yard line. And now timeout will be called.
I think they're going to let the clock roll. Holy Name.
And now the clock will roll. It's not for a second, but that will take us to halftime. An interesting call to end the half, but nonetheless, Holy Name down 19-7. First will be the homecoming court here at Alumni Stadium, and then we'll bring you Holy Name's marching band and drill team halftime show, a new show featuring plenty of 80s hits. You don't want to go anywhere, but that'll do it for the first half at Alumni Stadium. We'll be back on around 20 minutes. You're watching Holy Name versus Buckeye football on your home for all Holy Name sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on in 20 minutes.
The 2023 homecoming queen is Madison Lichting. The 2023 homecoming king is Brett Bohannon. Let's have a big round of applause for our entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Under the direction of Mr. James Literal, drill team instructor Ms. Pamela Paskey, band co-presidents Ryan Greenhill and Libby Hammer, vice president Misty Whitelock, drill captain Aaron Jackson, quartermaster Matthew Selby, and drill team captains Ryan McDonald and Sarah Bell. Back with a brand new show. Please welcome your 2023-2024 Holy High School Marching Band and Drill Team. To open our show this evening, we take a trip back in time to the year 1984. This song from the recent pop band, Aha, was originally released in October of 1984, but the international hit version was released on Aha's debut studio album, Hunting High and Low, in 1985. So, needless to say, this is Take On Me by Aha. Station. As it gained the band their first #1 song on the Billboard Mainstream Rock Chart, along with their second #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 list. The music video also was well received by being a mainstay and keeping its rotation. Bon Jovi gave it a shot and so will we. So here is Living on a Prayer.
We are back here at Alumni Stadium, home of the Buckeye Bucks, who are up 19-7 over the Green Wave going into the second half. I am Nathan Smith alongside me, Cameron Regazzo. We're just tuning into this game. Holy Name set to get this kick. What does Holy Name need to do on this drive to be successful and able to score?
Keep going with Andrew Cole. They haven't found an answer for him yet, and why stop?
It'll be Jawan Bryant back deep, hoping to make something happen like he did on one of his earlier returns that was called back. It will be Bonnet on the kick here for the Bucks to get this second half underway.
He's going to get the ball to try to cut into that lead even further.
Bryant will take it in within his own 5 to begin this half. He's going to try to make something happen here, but the Bucks are able to wrap him up within his own 20, taken down at around the 17-yard line. And now it will be the Holy Name offense setting up shop within their own 20 as they look to get things underway here. And now Andrew Cole, time to go onto the field and time to show why they have so much faith in him here. What do you expect to see on this first play? Run or pass?
Probably a run.
Ball will Dix will be to the right side of Andrew Cole. 2 receivers out wide here as the whistle will blow and the clock will begin to run here. Cole trying to get the Bucks to jump offside. They've been able to have some success with that tonight. And now 15 seconds and now less are now ticking on the clock here. Holy Name taking their good old time here before calling their first play of the second half. Dix now left side of Andrew Cole. Rodriguez moves. Handoff will be given to him on the sweep as he cuts up the field. And he'll be hit from the side there. That'll be Kretler there on the tackle. There, and that'll be maybe a yard gain at best as he gets to around the 19-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 1. Second down and 9 now. And now it'll be Cole having him to the right side will be Dix, and behind him Rodriguez on second down and 9. Cole fakes, looks to throw now, has Jawan Bryant open downfield, and he launches for Bryant. Pass is that's going to be incomplete to bounce out of the hands of Belmont, who eventually was the closest player to it, but a nice shot downfield from Cole. Just unfortunate no one was around there. Took his best effort at that.
I mean, yeah, he had a clean pocket that time too. The line was able to hold the pass rush and a good ball downfield, but kind of a break there for Holy Name as the ball was dropped incomplete.
And now it was set up third down and 9 here after that incomplete pass. It will now be a trips right set here with less than a minute having run down on the clock so far in this second half. Holy Name needs 10 yards. They need to convert right now.
Cole has been a threat with his legs, especially in this situation.
Cole, play action, looks to throw, pass is caught by Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is taken down at around the 26-yard line. So they get around maybe 5 or 6 on the play, but that is not enough for a first down, but that is enough to send on the punt unit for Holy Name after drilling maybe around a minute off the clock.
It kind of looked like a weird play, like almost like that ball wasn't intended for Xavier, but he got up and caught the ball. I don't know, it's just didn't feel like that's where the ball was supposed to go.
That's just the athleticism that Rodriguez is able to play with. He does a nice job getting up and making the play. Soul sends that punt away. It will be a short punt as it will be taken in around the 42-yard line, and it will be taken up by Metter. And Metter gets some yards there, gets to around the 34-yard line. So now it looks like to be a decent punt and turns into great field position for the Bucks.
Buckeye's going to have tremendous field position. Great awareness there.
And now as Buckeye goes onto the field here, it will be Casey Murray as he looks to get another touchdown on the board. What do you look to see from him on this drive?
Run from him.
McCann having that one big play so far tonight. Otherwise, a pedestrian night for him. This might be an opportunity for him to get the ball and get some carries under his belt.
From left to right as we see him. Casey Murray in the backfield.
Murray awaiting a snap here. Flanking out will be 31 as it will be a keeper. And on the tackle there is Evan Straczynski throwing him to the ground. The flanking out was Kretler, but Straczynski doing a nice job there throwing him down.
I'm going to be honest, he had me fooled. I thought the running back had the ball.
And that's the nice thing that Buckeye's able to do with this offense. They're able to run enough misdirection to make you think someone who is not the ball carrier has the ball.
Also, their uniforms are brown, which just happens to be the same color as football.
That also does help here after the loss of 2 on the QB keeper. 2nd down and 12. The handoff will go to McCann, and McCann hears us up here. He just gets a big run. That's probably his biggest run of the night, as he's able to get to around the 26-yard line. So a gain there of around 10 there. So they have 3rd down and about 2.
About 10 yards on the play, getting up 3rd and 2.
And here on 3rd down 2, Buckeye, probably 4-down territories. They look to be aggressive here, up by 12. They have nothing to lose by going for it. Murray, handoff will go to Nagy, and Nagy gets a 1st down, and then some. Flag will fly. That might be enough to move him back.
Looks to be another holding on Buckeye.
Oh, no. Well, we'll see.
No official signal yet. It looks like it's going to be on Buckeye, and now they're officially moving back, so that will be on the Bucks.
I wish we would have counted penalties this game. It's kind of too late to start, but there's been a lot of big plays for Buckeye negated by holding calls. I would say at least 3, if not maybe that was the 4th.
And now the ball will be spotted at around the 35-yard line here after the penalty. And as Buckeye does get on the field, a big day for Holy Name, as 6 people are inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame or have been announced as the class of 23. It'll be Brian Babula, class of 94, track, Dawn Belowski, Limpert, basketball class of 2000, Michael Grzykowski is the 3rd, and we'll read the last of the 3 after this play. Murray looks to throw, has plenty of time, launches downfield, trying to find him, and it is caught somehow in some way by Ornati. A nice catch from him at the 1. He kind of sat himself down. That was very close to a touchdown, just a little bit mistimed from him.
And Aiden Butler, the safety, was back to the
Butler tried getting to a ball hawking position, but it just went a little bit over his head. Let's watch it back on the replay here. As Butler just mistimed that jump, and now sitting at the 1-yard line is the Bucks. And before they run this play, it will as well be Kimberly, Petro, Null, Seamus, Sukas, and then after this play, we'll announce the big one, the one that even Buckeye fans will cheer for, as Nagy dives in, and that is good enough for a Buckeye touchdown. Gage Nagy, a big play there, and the Bucks strike first blood in the 2nd half on a nice play. I mean, what else can you say? Buckeye did everything they could to set it up. A nice catch from Ornati at the 1. Nagy does the rest of the heavy lifting and gets the Bucks on the board here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, and pretty much once they were on the 1-yard line, I feel like most people knew that they were going to get in after seeing how powerful they've been from running the ball tonight.
And now the Bucks have eclipsed what they put up against Holy Name here 2 years ago, getting the 25-point mark here with 8:23 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Kick is up, and it is good there from Bonnet. Holy Name 3 and out. The Bucks need the ball to 35, driving down the field, capped off by a touchdown from Gage Nagy. So we'll take a break here. 8:23 left to go in the 3rd. Holy Name down 26-7 over the Bucks. We'll be back on in a moment.
ball away after
8:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Holy Name surrendering another touchdown, now down 26-7. I am Nathan Smith alongside me, Cameron Regazzo on the call tonight. And so far tonight, it's been all Buckeye and Casey Murray, who has really put the team on his back and has been the leader of this team and has pretty much led them to this victory, relying a little bit on running back Troy Mccann, but mainly it's been the senior Murray. Ellie Bonnet on the kick here. Jawan Bryant back deep, I believe, along with Xavier Rodriguez for this kick. Ball will go to the next level ahead of them. I believe that will be towards Zidlo, or actually no, Preisel on the far side, who is taking down at the 25-yard line. And what we were saying before, the last member of the Athletic Hall of Fame this coming year will be former Buckeye Athletic Director Thomas Harrington, Hall of Fame alum, class of 2001, graduated with our Athletic Director Richard Kozu. So definitely congratulations to him and the rest of the 5 who are being inducted on December 3rd. And now Holy Name's offense coming back onto the field, down by 19. I think we're turning into a broken record here. You got to get points on this drive, plain and simple. It'll be Dix to the right side of Andrew Cole. 2 receivers out to the right side if you're counting the wing, and 1 to the left side in Jawan Bryan here. It'll be the 2 kind of wings and the 2 receivers out wide here. Kind of a variation of a wing T per se. But it'll be first down, ball at the 25. Man in motion is Nemeth. Cole keeps it himself here, and the block there gives Cole some room. As he stiff arms 1, stiff arms 2, and Cole gets out of bounds. Flag being thrown. He'll probably be coming back, but we're going to look and see what the call ends up being. But a big run there from Andrew Cole nonetheless. It appears to be a low block or a chop block as the official call given.
And after seeing that replay, it kind of looks like it probably should have been a late hit too. I mean, Cole was definitely at least a couple yards out of bounds when another Buckeye defender came and hit him and took him down out of bounds.
I believe that will be the official signal for a chop block. So ball will be spotted at the 19-yard line, negating what was once an impressive run from Andrew Cole. And once again, the villain of tonight being the penalties.
And that's going to make it first down and a long way.
And now first down and long here for Holy Name. First down, 22 is the official metric we're given here. Ball was spotted at the 13-yard line. Holy Name ran this formation last week, and Nemeth to the right side, Dix to the left here. Handoff will go to Dix on the far right side as he has some room to go, and he cuts upfield, and he barrels his way forward. He gets pretty close to the original line of scrimmage as he's able to barrel his way forward to the 22-yard line. So a nice little gain there from William Dix, making us now second down and about 12. And now it'll be second down and 12. Officially confirmed that a run from 10. A nice little run there from William Dix, who hasn't seen many carries or much offensive involvement tonight. Dasko will be a wing and potentially a down lineman to the other side of the goal. That's interesting to see. It will be a down lineman as Holy Name will stack their line. I would expect to see run here or play action as Cole kind of keeping himself instead as he's going to try to run and is able to barrel his way forward, being taken down from high from Weidenmeyer. And he's able to force his way forward. A nice little run there as he gets to around the 33-yard line. So once again, another gain of about 10. Holy Name was once first and 22, now is third down and 2. They've done an excellent job running the ball and getting back into striking range to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, and Cole did a really good job on that play. He sees the blitz come in, he steps up in the pocket and is able to make a play with his legs and get a most definite, manageable 3rd and 3. Honestly, with the score being what it is, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get this going 4th on 4th.
Holy Name needs to get some points on this drive. They probably have 2 plays to do it. 3rd down and 3, Nemeth motions left. Cole kind of keep it here, gonna barrel his way forward. And it appears that question of if they go for it on 4th down will not need to be answered. The change will move. 4-yard gain from Andrew Cole. That's good enough for a Holy Name first down.
Yeah, they've run that play 3 times, 2, probably more. But I feel like they've run that exact play 3 times with Nick Nemi going in motion and then Cole taking the quarterback keeper. And Nick Nemi just clears the hole right for him and putting that lead block in. Andrew Cole's turning his legs forward. He's going to put his shoulder down, take a couple of hits, and drive forward for the first down there.
And now they'll set up Holy Name at the 36-yard line. First down and 10. Substitution on the far side. Aiden Butler now in the game at receiver on the far side, subbing in for Brendan Preisel. Play action. Cole looks to throw. He has some heat right now, and he will be tossed down with some force there by Grisanti. The senior defensive lineman getting in there and tossing Cole to the ground for the sack.
Comes down with the sack.
I think that was supposed to be a screen because it looked like they just had free rein on him, and I think Will Dix was tripped on the ground. I'm not really sure.
But a nice job nonetheless from the Bucks there to get in there and toss him to the ground. Setting up now second down and 12 after the loss of 2.
This dude is on an island out here.
There'll be trips right here. Bryant near side, far side, Nemeth, Dasco, along with Aiden Butler on the far side. Dix to the left side of Andrew Cole here after the loss of 2. Cole was looking for a screen, could have given himself instead. He has some room to run. Breaks 1 tackle, still on his feet in the Buckeye territory. Good enough for a first down and then some. Getting tossed out at around the 35-yard line. Andrew Cole won an electric run from QB1.
Yeah, and let's count the number of broken tackles on this run. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of 6, at least definitely 5, as he gets a huge gain, enough for a Holy Name first down. And hey, Cole is keeping the offense moving, and that's exactly what you want to see from your starting quarterback.
And now Holy Name 35 yards ahead of him here. 4:35 and counting left to go here in the third quarter. They're going to need some points quickly, but they're driving nicely here. Kind of methodical, but at the same time, they're moving with some kind of pace. Cole looks to throw a pass for Bryant, incomplete, overshooting the edge transfer over the head.
Yeah, and he seemed to have done that a lot tonight. A lot of high passes. Maybe it's because of the sloped field. It's definitely raised a little bit in the middle, which is obviously what's going to happen when you have a grass field. You know, you're just taking on whatever terrain of the land is there. You're not going to be able to terraform any of it. But maybe it's kind of the height difference from the field, or I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe it's just releasing the ball too early.
You do make a good point. The field is kind of sloping. You kind of see it on your screen, kind of like an arc almost, with the high point being near midfield. Cole looks to throw, gets a nice block from William Dix. Launches pass is caught by Colin Dasco, and around the 15-yard line. That gets Holy Name back to the red zone. And it's good enough for Holy Name first down.
Dasco a little slow to get up, and he's going to come off the field, but it's going to be under his own power.
And it'll be Blake Feliciano subbing in for him, but still an excellent grab before being tossed to the ground. It appears that was the issue. Kind of got tossed to the ground. Forrest kind of jerked his head hitting to the ground. So he'll go out for the time being as Feliciano will now take over. Being a wing to the right side of the tackle, Rodriguez here on first down ball, and I'll be spot at the 16-yard line. Cole, low snap, gets it, hands off. William Dix bumps outside. Still on his feet, barreling forward. He barrels his way forward, getting to around the 8-yard line. So a quick gain of 8 there from William Dix, setting up second down and 2.
Yeah, and just saw a glimpse of prime Le'Veon Bell right there. You know, he had the patience, waited behind the line, didn't try and do anything too early, waited for a hole to open up, found that it was going outside, and took that for a nice 8-yard gain.
And now, quick play here. Will Dix trying to get to the outside edge, and he will be absolutely mauled there on the far side. I believe in there it was Medina getting a big tackle. Let's watch that one back as William Dix got absolutely rocked there by the physicality of the defensive line of the Bucks.
One went low, one went high, and the bigger guy went high.
And you see it here, kind of sandwiched. He's kind of just tossed to the ground there. That one will definitely wake him up a little bit here. This is now third down and 2 after the gain of 0.
Still definitely 4 down territory here as well.
It'll be Dix to the left side, right side Nemeth. Third down and 2. Cole keeps looking to throw. He needs to get rid of it if he can. He's still on his feet somehow. Pass is caught by William Dix. And Will Dix trying to force his way forward, and he is close. And it's good enough for a Holy Name touchdown. William Dix made a huge play. Set up by Andrew Cole's athleticism. Andrew Cole absolutely used his football IQ to the best of his ability. Cam, what can you even say to add to this play?
Wow. I mean, breaks that first tackle. He's being held onto by 2 defenders. Will Dix breaks almost pretty much 3 tackles to get in the end zone.
There's an injured Buck on the field, but oh my goodness. Andrew Cole might have held the ball a little bit too long, but he says, here you go, give it to Will Dix, and he finds his way in the end zone. Holy Name, just as it looked like they were about out of this game, they're knocking on the door again, now down 13. This is still a manageable game for them.
100%.
And it'll be Josidion for the extra point. A weird turn of events. Holy Name, what seemed to be the running plays, getting them downfield, now changes to a passing play, technically by design, getting them into the end zone.
To keep things alive.
Wow, I think That might be the play of the season so far for the Green Wave. The kick is up, and it is going to sail right through the uprights for Josity, but now it's blocked. It was almost blocked, but is play of the season for Holy Name one of Will Dix's interceptions, or was that Will Dix getting that play from Andrew Cole?
I'm going to be honest, I would have to say it's that play. I know I wasn't here last week, but that was special.
That's called electrifying a crowd and keeping a game close. That is huge. Now we're going to take a break here with 2:42 left to go in the third. Holy Name now down 26-14 to the Buckeye Bucks. We'll be back on after the break.
Game.
2:42 left to go here in the third quarter at a nice September evening here at Alumni Stadium. Holy Name down by 12, 26-14 to the Buckeye Bucks. And Cam, let's just talk about that play again. William Dix, right place, right time, but Andrew Cole does an excellent job there, breaking many tackles there to get the ball out. And now it'll be an onside kick. We're going to get back to that in a second. It's going to be good for Holy Name if they can get it, and it will bounce, and it will end up going out of bounds. But back to that Will Dix touchdown. Andrew Cole just extended the play and made a GCP, as Kurt Warner will call it, a game-changing play.
Oh, sorry, it took me a little. But yeah, just an incredible job there by Will Dix and by Andrew Cole on both ends. Obviously, by breaking that first sack and then literally being dragged onto by a defender as Will Dix leaks out of the backfield, catches the ball, and then has just the sheer strength to catch the ball, run downfield, and just break in for the touchdown.
And now it appears like some coaching staff from the Bucks are talking with the refs here, trying to understand something here. Either way, the ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line for this possession here. And now, just as quickly as Murray alleviated the pressure on himself, he has now essentially taken the pressure back onto himself here. And actually, they're going to mark off the penalty.
The penalty is going to start Buckeye at their own 43-yard.
So that makes sense what Coach Dennison was talking to. A great eye from the Buckeye coach there, calling that out. And ultimately, is the right decision, getting them an extra 8 yards.
14 Buckeye, and they've got the ball.
And now the Bucks go back to their bread and butter, to the I formation here on 1st down and 10. Pitch will go to McCann. McCann on the far side is met. He's going to change fields here. And he's able to get some yards, still on his feet. And they're finally able to take down the junior running back Straczynski in there on the tackle, along with, I believe, Feliciano. But kind of reminds me of what happened last week. I believe it was Passafiumi on a run to the left side, switches fields, and gets some yards on the right. Gain of 7 there, an impressive job, though, from McCann.
And definitely a good sign for Holy Name as Colin Dowsko, number 7, is back on the field after being shaken up on his big catch.
We see him exit the game a lot, but talk about a tough player. If there's anyone on Holy Name that has really grinded out through injury, it's been him. And keeping the ball here is Murray on 2nd down and 3. Will Dix with a huge hit, and he is forcing Murray back. Will Dix gives Holy Name's defense a 3rd down to work with. What an aggressive hit from the senior.
That's what happens when you don't block number 15. He's coming straight for you at full speed.
Like we said in pregame, Will Dix does not do his talking with his mouth. He does his talking with his play on the field, and that's just another example of William Dix. And now a 3rd down and 5 after the loss on the play here. A big 3rd down. Holy Name needing a stop here. Holy Name's fans needing this one to get in this one. They need to support their team right now, as Holy Name can really use their 6th man or 12th man. And the 12th man helps as Nagy stuffed at the line. I believe Aiden Butler in on the tackle. That's a 4th down, as it appears the Bucks will jog their punt team onto the field. Holy Name showing plenty of signs of life now.
Hey, I just want to say, this ain't over. I mean, that play has worked all night, and all of a sudden, they get, what was that, no gain? Maybe a yard, if that. So,
and I believe it'll be Aiden Butler back deep for the Green Wave. This isn't the first time we're sending him back to receive some punts here, as the Bucks will try to send us one away. Weidemeyer just getting over the hand of Ragone. That punt will take a Holy Name bounce and roll back I think they're going to rule it around the 27-yard line. But as Holy Name's offense goes onto the field, we'll be having 2 games for you next week. We do apologize for the lack of non-football games, just with our schedule and lack of crew members for those games. Only so much we can do. Thursday afternoon, we'll be on at Byers Field to bring you Holy Name versus Fairview girls soccer on their senior night. I believe senior night starting around 4:30. We kick off at 5, and then we'll be at Serpentine Chevrolet Stadium 4, unless Holy Name is able to get a top 8 seed the last time this season for their homecoming game as they take on the Normandy Invaders. And then we go into the week of crazy, where there is right now a scheduled broadcast Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to kick off October. Volleyball Tuesday, Thursday. We'll take a Wednesday trip to Byers Field to see Holy Name take on Valley Forge, and then we'll take the hour drive out to Youngstown to see Canfield and Holy Name take on a rematch from the Final Four last year. A very exciting slate of games coming up in the next couple of weeks. But right now, it's first down and 10 ball at the 23-yard line. Cole's going to keep it himself on the right side, and he is going to run out of bounds on his own power. Maybe a gain of a couple on the play. But to stay up to date in all the games that we are covering, follow Holy Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date in all of Holy Name sports, follow Holy Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to Holy Name Athletics YouTube and put on push notifications to be notified when we go live. Just for your knowledge at home, for the winter sports, we're starting to get some schedules in. Eventually, once we have the full schedule, we'll release the composite of the games that we are doing. Second down and 5 ball at the 28-yard line here. Holy Name trying to get the Bucks to jump here. And look at a couple of times that have not been called. They've been really close. They stayed onside, but they've been really close to jumping.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the nerves or whatnot of this game, but that seems to be kind of uncharacteristic. Will Dix will take this carry. He's still on his feet, pushing his way forward. He kind of slides himself down to the 39-yard line. It wasn't necessarily a dive there from Will. It looks like he kind of like a slot machine, kind of slid his way in.
Yeah, and Will Dix got a great block there from number 57, Jacob Ballantyne. He follows him right through the hole, puts his hand on his back and says, "You go block that guy, and I will run."
Ballantyne is one of the 5 new starters, the youngest one, a sophomore. He's impressed so far this year at left guard, filling in, taking over for the shoes that were once filled by the likes of Logan Burden. Play action, Cole, pass is incomplete down the seam, as that one was intended for William Dix. A nice idea from Cole, just a little bit out of the reach of the senior running back.
And I definitely think that had to do with a free rusher off the side, number 59, Sinderburn. He just came right off the edge and just was unblocked and right in Cole's face as he threw that ball. So I think just a little sense of urgency there with a guy in his face.
Both the Snyderburn twins have done an excellent job today, both of them being sophomores. They've done an excellent job off the edge tonight. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we saw one of them in basketball, if I'm not mistaken. Looking to throw now is Cole on second down and 10. He wants it all. He's going to have to get rid of it now. Pass is caught by Nemeth. A nice job from him coming all the way across the field. A flag at the end of it. We'll put the replay there to see what it is, but he'll be taken down at the 46.
I think it's going to be a legal man downfield.
Yep. So an illegal man downfield. As that's one of the tough things.
It will be a legal man downfield. Unfortunate there, but it's kind of an interesting one to see. Unfortunately, when the play develops that long, maybe you could have argued a horse collar there or a high tackle. Nonetheless, it will back Holy Name up there. And once again, penalty being a killer.
Well, I mean, that's what's going to happen when it was just designated to be a screen pass to Xavier Rodriguez out in the flat. And, you know, the offensive linemen just do what they're told. You know, they let their blockers go for a second, and then they run down the field. And obviously they wander a little bit too far, but that's not really on them.
We'll give credit where credit's due. Buckeyes defensive line did a nice job pressuring Cole. Cole did a nice job finding Nemeth, even though the play ended up not counting. Cole will keep it here on second down at 15 as he is unable to set the edge. The Bucks set the edge there with force. Roman Kretler in on the tackle there, forcing Cole down at around the 33-yard line. That'll be a loss of 1 on the play. And that will probably let the clock run out here in the third. And that will end the third quarter here at Alumni Stadium. Holy Name down 26-14 to the Buckeye Bucks. So we'll take a immediate timeout here. Going into the fourth quarter, Holy Name needs 12 points. They have plenty of work to do. Stay tuned here for the conclusion of this exciting GLC East opener. We'll be back on momentarily. Anytime Holy Name and Buckeye face off in any sport, you will always be treated to an exciting matchup. Tonight, no different. Holy Name down by 12, but they have the ball here as we begin the fourth quarter. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Steen alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo, and what has been an exciting game overall today at Alumni Stadium. It'll be trips right will be the set here. Actually, no doubles left will be the set for Holy Name on 3rd down and 15. I expect to see a pass, but Andrew Cole, ever dangerous with the legs. I expect to see a QB spy, especially looking at the center, looking at a guy like Avalon there. And Avalon will be the spy here on 3rd down and 15. Cole running for his life, needs to get rid of it, and he just pitches it to the sidelines. And that will be an intentional grounding, and that will be the dagger in this drive for Holy Name, as they'll probably be forced to punt. Just a killer. Nothing else Andrew Cole could have done. He did what he could trying to scramble, got rid of it, and unfortunately for him in the green wave, that'll be intentional grounding. If I'm not mistaken, that'll also be a loss of a down, setting up 4th down. No official signal being given yet on where the ball will be spotted.
I think, yeah, they're saying now it's 4th down.
I believe he was out of the pocket, but there is no way that ball made it back to the line of scrimmage, and that is exactly what they're going to call. I believe maybe a couple yards shy of it.
We've got a little discussion happening here.
And now a little bit of discussion between the officials and Coach Wondolowski, as he wants an example. Next week, if you're a Buckeye fan, you'll be taking on the Lakewood Rangers, who last night had a tough defeat, 47-6 to the hands of the Valley Forge Patriots. Holy Name, like we said, will be back on next Friday to bring you Holy Name versus Normandy football. An exciting game as we welcome Eli Gray and co. back to Serpentini Chevrolet Stadium for our homecoming game for the 2nd time in 3 years. If you remember that game a couple years ago, Holy Name, a 55-zip win over the Invaders last time we played them at Serpentini. I'm hoping to see something similar to that, Cam. I'm sure everyone is hoping to see that.
100%.
And there's an official timeout here. So during this little break here of time, we're going to ask you here, for Holy Name, who has impressed you the most, and for Buckeye, who has impressed you the most?
Obviously, I want to have to go with Andrew Cole here. I mean, he's just had a great game on the ground, in the air. I mean, he's just been himself today, and yeah, I'm just going to have to go with Andrew Cole. And then, obviously, for Buckeye, I'm going to have to go with their quarterback, Casey Murray. Obviously, I mean, he's just had a great game himself. He's in the passing game as well. I know it's just been a tale of the 2 quarterbacks, and they both played pretty darn well today.
And a special mention on the box for Austin Heyer and Trayton Weidemeyer. Both of them have had crucial catches, setting up or scoring touchdowns, along with Onorati, who kind of muffed the first kick, but since that muffed kick, he is really impressed and settled into his own tonight. You're going to see this Buckeye team is a very well-coached, well-run unit from Coach Dennison. And last time you were here, the dagger was Ben Barnes. Tonight, it's the quarterback. I mean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was 18 of the 24 points were scored at the hands of Ben Barnes in that game. And that ended up being the killer.
Oh, yeah, and he kicked it, too.
When it started raining, we kind of had a couple penalties happen on the far side of the field. It was an unfortunate game. Holy Name struggled in that game, but now what happened after that, Holy Name reset the tempo and got back onto winning ways, and that set up their playoff run. I believe they had one more game after that. I forget who it was against. I think they had one more regular season game and then went into the playoffs and won out. Could this be kind of a tempo loss? Kind of what EC was for Holy Name last year, kind of a tempo setting loss that resets things.
I think the coach has the right.
And during this timeout, I would also like to point out that Holy Name Boys Soccer does have a game tomorrow at Holy Name against Streetsboro at 1 p.m. So just be there and show up for the boys, show some love, show some support if you can, and go Neighbors tomorrow.
If we'll be back on for some Holy Name Boys Soccer to cap out the end of their regular season as they take on Lake Ridge Academy on their senior night on October 14th. I don't believe we have any more on the docket before then, so that'll be the only other game we do from there. We had a couple other ones, but due to other scheduled congestion and other things going on and lack of crew, we were unable to do so. And now we're still trying to figure stuff out.
I don't know what they could be talking about.
They might have, I think I might have heard that they're trying to look at rule books here, trying to figure things out. I don't think there's a single soul here at Alumni Stadium who has a clue what's going on.
Coach Wondolowski.
The Buckeye fans are starting to get restless as well. Holy Name band playing on the far side, trying to keep their crowd entertained. Just a little bit of a weird stoppage in play here. We're about 2 hours into this game. I mean, just a weird game overall. I don't know what exactly is going on. No one has an explanation.
I'm just really, I think you're right. They might be looking for the rule book. I don't never heard of this.
And now the Bucks fans are giving their disapproval here.
You can hear the crowd in the background. The folks here at Buckeye are getting upset by this, and now we're finally going to come back out.
And now we're finally back out here on the field.
I believe Coach Wondolowski won his appeal.
As it appears that both us and the radio station are a little bit confused on the call, but now we agree on one thing: play will resume.
Satisfied with the answer, but
Maybe about a 5-minute stoppage in play.
I don't even know.
And now here's another question: does that affect anyone by kind of cooling people down? That could potentially be something to watch into.
here. Again, it's 4th down and forever after.
It's 4th down and 15 here after the eventual penalty was probably given as it was called. Soul back deep to punt. A little bit of a high one. He's going to muff it. Soul needs to get rid of it from the end zone as Soul is mauled in the end zone, and that will be a safety for the Bucks as they're able to get their 2 points from the extra point attempts back on the board. And now it's 28-14, and that might call game.
Chad, it wasn't a bad snap. It just went right.
Kind of bobbled out of the hands of Soul, rolling into the end zone. He did all he could. Mauled in the end. I believe it looked like someone like Rowan Kretler in, but nonetheless, nothing else you can do if you're rolling in. Just unfortunate one to surrender there. I mean, right now, the story of the game: luck, penalties, and
Refs.
you could say it there, but right now on the night, you can't argue Buckeye looking like the better team.
I would agree.
And that's been a sad mantra to see. I mean, a lot of the times, it has been the other team being the better team on the field, but still holding in. They still have plenty of time here. If they can get the ball back quick, the game is not over. We've seen some very impressive things happen. Especially in that EC game, they were able to put up 14 points in about 2 minutes. It's possible they can do it.
When we started coming back late 2 weeks ago.
That was the EC game.
I don't like it was. I know it was kind of a garbage time, but still.
Moynihan does not like to give up on these games, and they don't plan on doing it right here. If the defense can make a big step and get the ball back, there's still a chance here tonight.
Because they got it teed up, we'll call it kickoff.
It'll be Chase Josity on a tee-off here to send the ball away on a squib. And that ball's going to roll back. It's going to be bouncing around. Eventually taken in from Austin Heyer. Heyer trying to change field. He's still on his feet, going to the far side. And he's finally taken down. John Costanzo and Xavier Rodriguez able to slam him to the ground there. And stable could have been a breakaway run from Austin Heyer switching fields.
Honestly, not the worst. Not the worst safety kickoff. Not the best, but it's still back on their side of the field. So they'll give the defense at least some breathing room.
But an impressive job, though, from Austin Heyer. Shout out to him. Starting varsity as a freshman for basketball is impressive enough, let alone playing here. Two-sport athlete, as we know. He's really impressed me tonight on the plays he's been involved in. And Buckeye, if their core can continue to grow together, they have a bright future ahead. Handoff will go to McCann. McCann's going to force his way forward and drags the pile with him. What athleticism being shown by McCann as he forces his way into holding in territory, getting to the 48. Once again, McCann showing his athleticism. It might not be the most pronounced big game for him tonight, but still, nonetheless, an impressive night for him.
And honestly, if I'm holding aim here and I'm trying to, one, I'm going to stop the run because they're going to run the ball, and I'm trying to hit the ball out.
Here come the Argonauts.
It'll be in I formation here. 2nd down and 3. Pitch will go to McCann. McCann, that's enough for a first down. He's able to break through, eventually being dragged down around the 41-yard line. I believe Feliciano in there to grab him from behind and drag him down. And they also have a first down now for the Bucks. And now I expect to see a lot more runs, and more importantly, I expect to see a lot of clock chewed from the Bucks as they just want to go into next week.
Clock is under 11 minutes to go in the game, and Buckeye has a first and
And looking at Buckeye's schedule,
41.
this is probably the second biggest game they had left on it. As McCann up the middle, he's still on his feet, and he's trying to make an impact. Still, they are around the 25-yard line, or 26 are going to mark him. But looking at Buckeye's schedule, you had really 2 games, if you're marking them down, that you needed to win to show a statement. This is the first one, considering last year, and then the game week 9 against Gilmore Academy at Gates Mills. If they win that game, that would be very impressive. I know they're trying to go 10-0, and realistically, I think if you call this game a win, 9-1 is realistically the worst I could see them doing. I expect them to run the GLC, and deservingly so, as this Buckeye team clearly took the offseason and improved. Handoff will go to Kretler, and Kretler is sent flying to the ground. A lot of physical plays being had here. It appears a lot of the running backs trying to do their best Darth Sidious impression, spinning in the air. And he's going to say who tried underneath him here. That'd be Xavier Rodriguez sending him flying into the air.
5 to go in the game. Buckeye leads 28-14 over Holy Day. 2nd and 5 from the 21-yard line.
And it'll be an I formation here. 2nd down and 5. Pitch will go once again to Kretler. Kretler running into some linemen. And Kretler taken down. Butler there first, but eventually he surrenders it to Rodriguez, who forces him down. I'm sure anytime 31 runs to that side and sees number 4, Xavier Rodriguez, like a deer in the headlights, as both times physical tackles from Rodriguez, who's had a bright light on this Holy Name team and will definitely be a bright spot for the future. Clock will continue to run here. Ball is just inside the red zone now at the 19-yard line. 3rd down and 3 in what was probably 4-down territory, as at worst they just pin Holy Name back. But the Bucks look to try to
McCann is the tailback.
get a 1st down. Holy Name lucky not to surrender an offsides. And McCann is met and dragged back there. William Dix in on the tackle there, and that will set a 4th down and a question mark here from Coach Dennison. I would expect to see the offense stay on the field considering the kicking issues that they've had today. Actually, no, they're sending their place kicker, Josh Stahl, onto the field for the kick. An interesting move, but they haven't had him been kicking extra points, however. Actually, no, it's still going to be Bonnet. It looked like 81, which was Stahl, ran on the field, and now Bonnet will stay on the field. And what we're hearing, this might be near a season long for Bonnet. The kick is up, and it is going to be wide left. Holy Name's defense. Actually, no, they're going to say it went through. It went through, just hitting the left side there. And that makes it a 31-14 game with 8:04 remaining in tonight's contest. That one, any wind in Holy Name sails might have just been punctured out there on that kick. Yeah. A little bit wonky off of the kick. It looked like it was trailing more to the left, but just snuck inside.
That went right down the middle.
But the angle of it was
I don't know
definitely.
what you were watching, but that was right down
The angle of it looked more weird than it actually was, but Bonnet nonetheless making it a 31-14 game. We'll take a media timeout. 8:04 left to go. Holy Name gonna get the ball back. They're gonna need to drive down the field. We'll bring you that drive momentarily. .804 left to go here in tonight's contest. Holy Name down 31-14 to the Buckeye Bucks. I'm Nathan Smith. Alongside me is the actually concussed Cameron Ragazzo, as you might be mistaken that I'm concussed based on the way that I'm seeing the field goals here.
I'm getting cleared tomorrow morning, so let's...
I was cleared 2 years ago. I'm still appearing to have symptoms here,
Yeah, I
so
can tell.
we'll see how that works. Bryant going to take it within his own 10. He's actually going to bobble. He can even take it out of his own end zone now, and now will be a touchback as the ball technically was in the end zone as he stood there. An interesting bylaw of the game, but Holy Name has 80 yards in front of them to work with. 8:04 left to go, and they need to score 3 times. Quickly and 3 times. My question here is, have we seen the last QB run of the night? Unless they're on the goal line.
No.
I think we're going to see a lot of aired out balls here, but I could also see a chance for Andrew Cole. If he likes the read, I think Andrew Cole will take it. I would not put it past him if he sees a nice gap on either side to try to take the edge. Even if it's a gain of 1 or 2, I think at this point, Coach Wondolowski's telling him, if you see the read, take it.
Or even if he does roll out and still can find out.
If I was a betting man, the words in the huddle were get downfield and get downfield quick. Handoff will go to Rodriguez. A high tackle there near the shoulder pads as he is forced down around the 22-yard line. So a gain of 2 there, no flags being thrown.
That's a questionable call. I mean, he was literally swung around by his horse collar, so.
It looked like it would have been a horse collar. Nonetheless, not called. A gain of 2 on the play from Rodriguez, setting up 2nd down and 8. Ball still spotted now at the 22-yard line here. With 2 receivers out wide right, 1 to left. Cole, play action, look at it throw. Maida in his face, gets it to Dasco for the catch. And Colin Dasco lays down around the 28-yard line. Quick little gain of 6 there, setting up 3rd down and 2. And Medea there, once again, his pressure and presence has been known tonight. And now it's 3rd down and 3. They're staying in-house. Looking more like a 3rd down and 2 here. Either way, Holy Name needs some yards here. And now they're saying 3rd down and 1, actually.
That's a long yard then, if they want to say that.
3rd down and about 1.5 here. Man in motion is Will Dix here on 3rd down and 1. Cole keeps, and he will be flipped. That might be enough, and looking where the far judge is, that is enough for Holy Name 1st down. The Chainsman will move. Holy Name gets a 1st down and a fresh set of downs that they desperately need.
Told you we wouldn't be done with QB run.
And plays like that is beneficial to Andrew Cole, lowering the shoulder and getting a nice 1st down. The score might be out of reach now, but Holy Name, they're still showing plenty of fight late on in this game.
You won't be able to stop it. 6:46 to go here in the game. 1st and 10.
1st down 10, ball at the 31-yard, and that is a jump off sides, and that one's going to be called.
Hey, they called it.
Kretler there, the victim
5 more yards.
there, as Allen with the ball up. Holy Name will definitely take that.
6. I'll tell you what, if you're Buckeye, you're going to be, assuming you go on and win this game, you're going to be happy with the win. You're going to be happy to beat Holy Name again.
And now they'll move the ball forward here. Holy Name going into next week against Normandy. What you've seen tonight, what adjustments does Holy Name need to make going into that game?
I just think we just need to focus on all their players on offense and not just try and game plan around the one person. I mean, we've stopped the run here from number 21, Troy Mccann, but obviously they have other plans for us.
And now Cole's going to look to throw here, has some time, hit as he throws. The pass is going to bobble around, and it's incomplete. It looked like Balaban was there, and Dasco almost in there to get the catch. A weird one as Andrew Cole got absolutely sent into tomorrow on the hit. You can see it here, kind of down the center. A huge hit. Cole, nice job there to keep us calm and kind of throw it downfield. I mean, Andrew Cole had to throw it and get rid of it quick. He did his best there and did a good job of doing so. But now it's up 2nd down and 5, and a lot of people say the game is won and lost in the trenches, and that could not be more true tonight. The Bucs defensive line has made their camp set up in Holy Name's backfield plenty of times tonight. Handoff will go to Dix, and Dix is trying to force his way forward, and he does. He gets himself to around the 40-yard line, so a quick little gain of 4, setting up 3rd down and 1 here. Nice run there from William Dix. Now time being called as William Dix slow to get up as he's still on the ground, helmet off. So we'll take an injury timeout here. 6:17 left to go in tonight's contest. Holy Name down 31-14 to the Buckeye Bucks. We'll be back on in a moment after the injury timeout. .6:17 left to go in tonight's contest from Medina County at Alumni Stadium. Holy Name down 31-14 to the Buckeye Bucks. Will Dix being escorted off the sideline by Coach Juan Delassi and the trainer. Glad to see he's able to get off on his own powers. He is a focal point of Holy Name's offense and defense. If Holy Name was a player, you can easily say it's Will Dix. It's the grind that that young man shows on the field, the skill that he plays with, and the leadership and tangibles that he has. Hate to see him go down. Hoping to see him next week back in a crucial game against Normandy that is a must-win. I think pretty much every game from now out is a must-win, especially the ones that we're projected to win. Right now, projected 4-6, which gets us to the 15th seed. And they need a win against Normandy. They need that Lakewood game, and they need that Valley Forge game. It'll be a nail-biter down the stretch for Holy Name. and they have some definitely tough opponents to do, especially that game in Canfield to begin our October quest towards the playoffs. It'll be doubles left formation, 3rd down and 1. Cole rolls up left looking to throw. Pass is caught by Nemeth for the first down, and he barrels his way forward, maybe into even Buckeye territory.
And that was Nick Nemeth, who got down.
And they're going to mark him down at exactly midfield. Gain of 10 from Nick Nemeth, setting up another Holy Name first down. But more importantly for the Bucks, Nemeth was able to stay in bounds. They were able to keep him in bounds, and which will run the clock.
So he stayed in bounds. He definitely could have been out, but
It looked like he did. The clock continues to run here. 5:30 and counting left to go tonight.
First down and 10. Ball
We
right
doubles
midfield.
right here at midfield for Holy Name to work with.
Holy Name with the ball, trailing
Cole looks to throw. Pass is caught. As you know, he dropped in and out of the hands of Brendan Preisel on the left side. That's a 2nd down and 10. That one just bouncing out of Preisel's hands.
yeah, I tried to turn upfield before actually securing the ball and pops right out of his hands.
And now 2nd down and 10 here. Nice idea from Cole. Holy Name's going to try to find something else here. Potentially look to the side here. Jawan Bryant on an island on the right side of the field. Dasco and Nemeth now on that side. It appears the island now turns into the strength as it will be a trips right, as it will be Preisel on the island on the left side for 2nd down and 10. Cole to look to throw by rolling to his right. Has some pressure here. Pass is caught in the flats there by Dasco. Dasco forces his way, and he's tackled at the end, and they're not going to call a late hit as Dasco appeared to be tossed down at the end on a late tackle in there from, I believe, Avalon.
Written out of bounds by Travis Avalon.
And Avalon in the basketball games that we saw in the JV, I think he had a couple penalties, or I should call fouls against him that were personal fouls that almost got him tossed towards the end of the JV game. I believe it was the one at home. But Avalon, in the time that he was on the court for the Bucks, was a good player, so we'll definitely see him when Holy Name takes on the Bucks this year. A 3rd down and 5 ball at the 45. Trips left formation here as Holy Name needs a dime, and they need it now. Cole trying to give him that run here, and he does get to the 1st down marker, and then some, pushing his way forward and still pushes the way forward, getting out of bounds on the far sideline within the 35, maybe around the 33-yard line. So gain of 12 on the play. Plenty enough for a Holy Name first down from Andrew Cole.
And do you want me to say it again? We're not done with the QB run.
Andrew Cole definitely doing a nice job making the right reads here. That is a big part of it. He's not just running recklessly. He's running with a purpose, and that is huge here. Doing a nice job reading the gaps, reading the holes, and leading the assignment of the linemen. A lot of what they preach to you with running is follow the linemen. If you follow the linemen, there will be a gap for you. Cole, hurry up to the line here. 1st down and 10. Cole's going to be flush to the right, now to the left, like a Mahomes-esque play, still on his feet. The heave-ho downfield, out of bounds, as it looked like Weidenmeyer was trying to trail around there, working like Jaws, trying to get to the ball.
There's 2 flags in the field.
I don't know. They might call that an intentional grounding, potentially, on Andrew Cole. I don't know if that would call that, but they called one earlier that was questionable.
2 flags came in. Again, Cole just scrambled out to his left. And
No official signal yet. It might be a holding. That might be one of them.
let's see.
The refs will now convene here.
Discussing what they're going to do.
But once again, we'll be back on twice next week. One for senior night for girls soccer at 5 p.m. Senior night starting before that game against Fairview. And then Friday night, Holy Name takes on Normandy at Serpentini Chevrolet Stadium for our homecoming game. 3 players on the homecoming court from Holy Name football. I believe it'll be Rashad Hartnett, Rayshawn Ederson, and Alex Bowden, the 3, if I'm not mistaken.
We got a personal foul against Buckeye. That's a big penalty against Buckeye again.
And they're going to say personal foul against the Bucks.
Talk about.
Coach Dennison looking for an answer on the sidelines now. I think they share a sentiment of looking what the call is, of what they saw. Cam, I don't know if you saw anything that would have been.
I don't know the call.
It had to have been something extracurricular on that far side if I had to guess. I don't know what was seen, but either way, Holy Name will see the end zone a little bit closer now, setting up now in the red zone at around the 16-yard line here. 1st down and 10.
1st down and 10. The ball gets placed inside the red zone down to the 16.
Holy Name, they need to take advantage of this. Getting a big play off a penalty would be huge. There's 4:37 left. The game still might be out of reach, but they still can get some points back on the board and get this one a little bit closer. And you never know with the leg of Josity. Onside kicks are not out of the question.
It ain't over till it's over.
And that one that they attempted was pretty close. Cole's going to run to his right, looking to throw. Block from Rodriguez, buys time, and he's able to find Feliciano. He is going to be close, and he is going to be potentially in. And they're going to say he is shy there at the 2-yard line. Blake Feliciano, one of Cole's favorite targets from earlier on in the season. Nice job, but let's watch back on the replay. Xavier Rodriguez, a crucial block that sets up this play.
For Holy Name with 4:29 to go in the game.
Without that little bit of a hit there, Andrew Cole might have been met there by a defensive lineman. Nice awareness from Xavier Rodriguez.
And I do think the ref got that one right. I saw Blake Feliciano's right foot step out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So
100% the right call on that play. I 100% agree. The foot out of bounds. And now Holy Name within striking distance. And Holy Name, they did not give the ball to X on the goal line at EC. Do they now? They do this time. And Rodriguez trying to force his way forward. It's going to be close. And he's pushing forward. He might be in. There's a beanie thrown. It's going to be a beanie thrown. And the ball might have come out. We're going to show the replay in the meantime. Buckeye says they have it. And Buckeye does. Rodriguez coughs up the football within his own 5, and that will probably do it. I don't know there. Forward progress seemed to be stopped there, and the ref did not blow the whistle, ultimately getting the ball fumbled there. It's not going to end up in the final score line. It's not going to end up mattering, but still, kind of a blow for Holy Name late in this game, who have played so well so far, given the scoreline.
yeah, the scoreline definitely does not show how much effort Holy Name has put into this game.
If you look at a couple of things, if the chains were different, if that kick from Jawan Bryant was different, that's 14 points right there. But football is a game of what ifs. You can say the same thing against North Olmsted. What if that pass from Horsfall wasn't picked by Will Dix? You then probably say North Olmsted might go on and win that game. You say those guys do not come back from injury. That is just how football is. A lot of what ifs. And the what-if game favored the better team tonight, being the Buckeye Bucks. That ball will be a QB keeper from Murray as he gets to the 5-yard line, so a gain of 3 as the Bucks look to run out the clock. Buckeye poised to move on to 6-0 on the season. 4-0 from the elusive 10-0 season in the regular season. Just an impressive job from the Bucks, who I'm sure, despite the success of the pass in this region, I'm sure has Tiffin, Norton, and Toledo Central Catholic checking over their back shoulders, seeing what's going on.
Murray in an I formation.
And Murray on the I form with 2 behind him. Handoff will go to McCann. Trzynski in there, the initial hit, and now the pile is going to force him back. And that will be ruled at the 5-yard line, so I'm going to say they got back just to the line of scrimmage, setting up 3rd down and 7.
Less than 3 minutes to go in the game.
And Buckeye get to continue to drill clock. They don't have to snap the ball until around maybe 2:50 left to go in the game. And now some substitutions being made here for the Bucks on 3rd down and 7. I would be surprised if they threw the ball here. They can be aggressive, but I think they're going to want to try to run this clock out and go home and get a 6-0 victory party started.
What we have for around the area and so much more. On 3rd down, they're going to hand the ball to
Handoff will go to Nagy. Nagy gets to the 15. That's enough to move the chains for a 1st down for the Bucks. Will now be Zambo and I believe Nunny subbing in for Holy Name, and that might be the dagger, the last 1st down the Bucks need to seal this one out.
Buckeye can pretty much run this thing out.
And I think they might need another 1st down, but.
And they will get a huge win.
And now 2:40 and counting left to go. They don't have to snap for 2:20, but still, player of the game for the Bucks, Casey Murray. Case the story. McCann to the left side, gets the pitch. He'll be hit, and he'll be forced down around the 20-yard line. A gain of 5. They're setting up 2nd down and 5, maybe 4, depending if they give him the extra yard. But if you're Holy Name, you look at this game, Andrew Cole was able to do what we needed him to do, of step up and continue to play who he was. Holy Name's run game kind of stalled this week. A couple of plays did not go Holy Name's way, and the defense was unable to stop the pass. That is what you take away if you're Holy Name. If you're Buckeye, you realize, okay, one team was able to figure out the run, but we were able to translate things, and that's huge. Looking like you could potentially see a Toledo Central Catholic later in your season where if the run doesn't work, you're going to need to switch up quick. As Nagy kind of bounce off, and he is off to the races. Buckeye might not be done with the scoring. He is close to 40, the 30, the 20. The shooting is not there. 10-5, touchdown, Bucks. It'll be Nagy, a huge rush there, and that will pretty much put the dagger in if it wasn't already in. The Bucks to move to 6-0, and that run seals the deal.
As
Just Cam. Nothing else to say. Nagy, nice job there. And just as we said, the run game might not have been where they wanted to. I think now in the box score, Buckeye a lot more happy with the box score in the rushing yard department after that big run from Nagy.
And I do want to give kudos to Aiden Butler, number 42, for running him down. He tries to just trip him up there at the end. I mean, it doesn't happen. It doesn't always work the way you want it to. I mean, the score was already out of reach, just giving effort all the way to the final whistle.
So close, but yet so far is the theme of tonight's game for the Bucks as they now look to get an extra point here to make it a 38-14 contest. It'll be Bonnet on to kick here, the extra point.
Here comes the extra point attempt. It's up.
That one is through the uprights nicely for Bonnet. After missing his first kick, Bonnet settles in nicely and does a nice job getting the ball through with consistency. And now with a $1:45 left to go, your score 38-15, or 14 is now it's officially corrected in favor of the Buckeye Bucks. We're going to take our final media timeout of the night. You're watching Holy Name versus Buckeye football on your home for all Holy Name sports. Holy Name Athletics YouTube. We'll be back on after our final media timeout. We are back here out of the final media timeout here that we know of. 38-14 is your score as of right now. That will probably end up being the final. I am Nathan Smith alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo. Holy Name, unfortunate today. Kind of dropped this one. Moved to 1-5 on the year. Buckeye going to 1-6. But Cam, there's still some positives today, especially looking at Andrew Cole. Next week, it's going to be a big game for Holy Name, and if they can do some of the things they did right today, I think we'll see a big game next week for their team. Split kick here. Kanchan takes it in at the 30-yard line to begin this return as he will be taken down at around the 38-yard line where Holy Name will begin what will probably be their final drive of the contest. And once again, next week at 7 p.m. on Friday, Holy Name takes on Normandy. And for the Bucks, they look to continue their conquest towards 10-0 in a big game against the Lakewood Rangers. They're looking to get a big win there.
This has to feel great for Buckeye because even though this hasn't been a great year for Holy Name, even though they come in at 1-4.
Now as the offense comes out for the final time here,
1-14. This is a
we've got to give them kudos here. They fought their heart out all night. Just unfortunately, you're not going to get the result. You win some, you'll lose some if you're Holy Name. You just got to take the positives here. You got to work on what went wrong. Don't get me wrong. But they have some positives here tonight that they can work into next week. Handoff will go here. To begin this play, it will be Jovan Miles Jr., the freshman, coming into the game as he is taken down around the 41. So maybe a gain of 2 from the freshman, who's getting his first touches since the Lindsley game where he ran the ball in for his first varsity touchdown.
Yeah, and that's always a good sign to see, you know, towards the end of the game. It's kind of pretty much over by now, and just getting in the freshman for some reps is always a good sign.
And he impressed when he's been on the field. It's not like you're just putting in your second team here. Jovan Miles has the talent to make it onto the first team next year without a shadow of a doubt. Handoff will go to Vince Costanzo, getting some reps here, and he'll be forced down, immediately met there by the Bucks. The defensive line having one more trip to the backfield. And the clock will continue to run. I believe Holy Name needs to run one more play to end this game out.
Now the clock is under a minute to go. 40 seconds.
Under 40 seconds now remain here. One more play, and that will be enough to pack it up here. Handoff will go to Miles Jr. one more time, and Miles forced down near the line of the game, but that will do it here.
The clock is going to roll.
And the clock will run. That will do it here at Alumni Stadium. Buckeye winning 38-14 over the Green Wave. We'll be on twice next week. Thursday, senior night, girls soccer at Byersfield against Fairview. And then finally, Friday night for our homecoming game against Normandy. To stay up to date in all the games that we are covering, follow Holy Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date in all of Holy Name Sports, follow Holy Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to Holy Name Athletics YouTube. Put on push notifications to be notified when we go live with that. They'll do it from Medina County. Buckeye 38-14 victors. Good luck to them for the rest of the season. Thank you for having us, Buckeye. We wish you luck. And that, I've been Nathan Svee alongside me, Cameron Regazzo. Have a good night, everyone, and go Namers.